synthetic opioid, up to 100 times stronger than morphine. Even a tiny amount can be deadly. It's often mixed with other drugs without your knowledge, increasing your risk of overdose. Protect yourself and your loved ones and avoid unknown substances. Stay informed, stay safe, and remember, one pill can kill. For more information on fentanyl prevention, visit your local health resource or speak to a healthcare professional today. This message was brought to you by the Great Plains Tribal Opioid Response, so that the people may live.
Class AA, the O'Gorman Knights playing your Lincoln Patriots, and I'm Bruce Andera with my partner here, Jason Andera, whatever you want to call him. What do we see in this game here tonight?
Well, we've got the top team in the land, the O'Gorman Knights, taking on an upstart Lincoln Patriot team who hasn't been off to the exact start they wanted to, but they're looking for a lot of other small wins tonight, not necessarily on the scoreboard, to see if they can compete with the top team in the state.
Well, we've just tipped off and we are underway. O'Gorman has taken the tip, as it will be Sadie Merman taking the ball at the top of the key. That shot is by Sydney Terveen. It's a little bit offline. Terveen gets her own rebound, puts that one back up. That is no good. And once again for O'Gorman, looked like it was Julia Eggert, one of the underneath starters there, and that one goes out of bounds. It will be Lincoln ball.
Good defensive start. That's one thing we'll be looking at today, is how does the Lincoln defense keep just how athletic Eggert can be.
Eggert 57 points. Sadie Merman with the first 2 points of this game. 40 seconds in, 2-0 O'Gorman. And yeah, like you said, how does St. Lincoln handle the pressure coming at them from all sides? So this one is going to be Regan Van Meteren, and she gives up the ball. That'll go to Eggert. Eggert once again puts it home, and that's 4-0.
Eggert, one of their more athletic players, showing what she can do. She finishes well. She's not going to take many outside shots, but does a nice job of finishing that one.
Lincoln gets one across the half-court line, and this is going to be Kiera Lubovich, one of the stars of the Lincoln High School, and she'll put home the first two for Lincoln.
Yeah, that's a good idea. If you get an open shot, if you're Lincoln, take it and take it quickly in the shot clock. There's not going to be many chances to do that against O'Gorman today.
O'Gorman setting up their offense. That's going to be Ruby Moore inside. That is going to be Julia Eggert. She'll go to the line for two after the foul.
Eggert, look for those 6-foot posts. There's not very many really good 6-foot posts in AA, but she's not 6 foot, but she's a really good post because she's athletic. And we've seen it right off the bat so far, just how athletic Eggert can be.
Eggert 57.7% from the line. She hits the first one here. Foul win against Kiera Lubovich, and that'll be her first and the team's first.
Just getting underway here. 6:34 left in the first.
And it is now 6-2, O'Gorman leading. Lincoln once again facing all kinds of pressure from the defending state champions. And there is Jersey Gould trapped in the corner. Finally gets the ball out to Regan Van Meteren. Gets it to Lubovich. Lubovich can't quite handle it. As a scramble at the half-court stripe, there's a whistle.
Yeah.
We'll give it to O'Gorman.
And we've seen, 4 possessions so far by Lincoln, and one of them got past half court. Honestly, if I'm the coach right now of Lincoln, I'm just saying, how often can we get past half court? How often can we get a good shot? Build some confidence that we can do this against the best team in the state.
Yeah, and that last foul against Regan Van Meteren, the freshman guard. The shot is offline there, and another scramble near the free throw line, and we have a jump ball here, so this one will go to Lincoln. 6:08 remaining first quarter.
When you're looking for ball handlers, look for Jersey Cool. She does a good job, and Reagan Van Meteren doing better as the year goes on, as not turning it over. But such good defense. You see it, Eggert again.
Yep.
She does it with athleticism, and this game isn't all about offense and offensive numbers. Eggert is a great athlete on defense and makes them pay.
One of the better on the intangibles was there, as you saw, Eggert just swatting that pass away. But now O'Gorman with the ball as Lincoln mishandles one. O'Gorman from underneath the hoop. That's going to come in. Eggert going up against. No, that's going to be a three-pointer this time from Ruby Moore. That one's offline, and this pulling down the rebound is Emerson Robertson. And then she ended up, she can't quite handle the pass, and that was two quick passes, and Sydney Terveen.
That's something you'll see. Yeah, you'll see that from O'Gorman, where teamwork makes the dream work, right, Bruce?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Van Meeteren having a little trouble finding the handle there. That's going to be picked up by Jersey Cool. Tried to get it back to Van Meeteren, but the pass is a little bit long, and once again, Julia Eggert.
This is the
6 points on the night.
Ultimate stress test for this Lincoln team, who they struggle with good ball handling and turning it over, and now they're playing the best defense in the state. This is, O'Gorman's making it look easy, but honestly, this has been the issue with Lincoln all season long, and this is how they're going to get better. Is they're going to face one of the best in the state.
Sydney Terveen with that last 2 point, and that's going to be Lincoln timeout, called with 5:15 to go in the first quarter. So 12-2, it's not totally unexpected out of this game, facing a team that's won their last 35 straight.
Exactly. We haven't seen win streaks quite at this level in a long time. But, of course, O'Gorman coming off of a championship season last year, not just a championship season, an undefeated championship season. And they turned a lot of this roster over this season. So you thought, well, maybe they're not the dominant number one team. Well, they've come out great this year. They added Sadie Merriman from Harrisburg, who transferred. Ruby Moore had more of a starting role. She's a future SDSU player who's just a sophomore this year, played as a freshman, but this year has really been one of the stars. And Sydney Terveen, I think, has stepped her game up more than anybody. She has become the star on this team, the leading scorer at 16 points per game, 4 rebounds per game. They are an absolutely loaded roster, not just those 3 stars at the top. They can get it done 1 through 5, and they do it with defense, and that's why Kent Kozer does such a good job. So this O'Gorman team is for real. They've had one big test this year so far against Washington. They passed that one. If they pass that one again, there's a good shot they could have back-to-back undefeated seasons.
Yeah, and that next game against Sioux Falls, Washington, that is on Valentine's Day, February 14th, and that will be at O'Gorman. So once again, defensive stress test, that's exactly what this is that O'Gorman's throwing at them. Jersey Cool gets it back to Lubavitch. Lubavitch back to Cool. Cool gets it across half court.
Well, and
immediately faces a double team.
O'Gorman back off just a little bit there, and Lincoln has to take advantage now.
Lubavitch
here's one. They've got a shot.
Goes up, gets one, and the foul. Lubavitch puts her first 2 points in, and she will go to the line for one. O'Gorman committing their first foul of the game. And Lubavitch up with the first shot. That is no good. Goes over to the corner and out of bounds. It will stay with Lincoln.
Well, Lincoln, on the other hand, a very new team again this year. 3 seniors starting, but Kira Lubavitch is everything to this team. She can handle the ball. That's the one thing they don't have as a ball handler, but they will, like he's right there, they will go to her if they want to not turn the ball over.
And a nice little takeaway there from Jersey Cool. Gets it back to Van Meeteren. Van Meeteren over now. Rotates it back to the left side. Van Meeteren drives baseline, gets it back out, and that one's going to be taken away by O'Gorman, but we do have a whistle there on that pass. I believe somebody stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, another shot for Lubavitch on a nice jumper.
Right there, yep. So that's 4 points for Lubavitch tonight. Mooney to Moore. Moore dribbles in. Nice little one-hander up there, but that does not fall. Gets it to Capea, and Capea is just going to try to run to the other end of the court. And she does so, but it's a little bit strong to the hoop.
That's still a good shot by Lincoln. I think that's what they need to do is rebound and get out and run.
Absolutely. And that seems to be what's working for them, but that's going to be a blocking foul against, it looks like, I think that is number 10. Hazel Jensen, senior guard. And Mooney to the free throw line. Has struggled. If there's one thing that O'Gorman has struggled with, it's a little bit of the free throw shooting numbers that I'm seeing here, but.
Yeah, I mean, everybody kind of has what are they shooting? 63% as a team. That's not terrible for AA. It's something that they definitely could do better, though.
And so Mooney scores her first point of the game here. Second shot goes up. It rattles around and out. Capea pulls down the rebound for Lincoln. And immediately with the ball there is number 4 Emerson Robertson. Gets it to Capea down the court. Now over to Van Meeteren. Van Meeteren goes back up top to Lubavitch. Lubavitch rotates it around, tries to get it to Capella underneath, but that one's going to end up with Mooney, and Mooney is going to be fouled, I believe. Kenya Harris pulling the foul there. That is her first. That'd be the team's fifth, I believe. So I believe we are going to the line. That is a bonus.
Yeah, of course, the 5-foul bonus. New last year as a rule in NFHS high school rules, and still getting used to it a little bit. It takes a while to remember that even the refs right there had to remember.
Yeah, for the longest time I always knew it as the 7 and 10 for the half. So
right.
So a minute 26 remaining here in the first quarter. 26-10 O'Gorman with the lead. Second shot here, that is also good. Mooney puts that one down. And coming back onto the court here is Sydney Terveen as Mooney will take a seat. Lubavitch to inbound the ball.
Watch out, Eggert's on the ball. That's a tough pass to get past. She'll help out with this trap. This time, Lincoln kind of breaks it.
Yeah, they kind of broke it there as this one goes to Van Meeteren. Van Meeteren, that's Capella back up top. Cool, thought about shooting right there, did not. Now picks up her dribble and is batted out of bounds. That will be Lincoln ball. With a minute 12 remaining in the opening quarter. Well, he gave it to O'Gorman, but. And now bringing the ball up, Ruby Moore. Terveen rotates it around inside to Merman. Merman faked one way, went the other, and that ends up being, I believe, a traveling violation, if I believe is what was called. But it's Lincoln ball. Inbound to Van Meeteren. Cross court, Robertson. Lubavitch can't quite hang on to it, but picking it right up is going to be Jersey Cool. Cool now picks up her dribble in the backcourt. And timeout Lincoln, I believe. Nope. Excuse me.
I'm not sure what the call was there.
Yeah, I'm guessing it was a 10-second violation.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Moore. Terveen. Back to Moore. Drops it off to Hermanson. Merman. Can't quite.
You may have to talk a little louder than normal. I'll turn this down a little bit just because the headphones are shitty. So if you tell her when you go to break, even if you're just louder and go, we will go to break so she can hear, and then say out loud.
All with under 20 seconds to go in the first quarter, making it 12 points for Lincoln in the first quarter. And we have a travel against O'Gorman with 9.7 remaining in the opening frame.
Yeah, these are those little things that they have to do better, right? Like, that's the stuff the coaches are looking at.
Mm-hmm.
You know, go down the court, make a good fast break, come back, have a defensive stop. Even if it is a traveling turnover, it's a turnover.
Yep. Win it in transition, and you get your defense to back off of you. Van Meeteren. Robertson with the last shot. That one rolls around and out, and we're at the end of one quarter. O'Gorman 27, Lincoln 10. We'll be taking a break here on Live.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
When life gets hard and our thoughts get too much to bear, finding the resiliency within us can help us find healing. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline provides 24/7 free support for anyone in suicidal distress or emotional crisis. All texts and calls are anonymous and connect you to local resources that uphold cultural values and pave the way to healing. Find the strength within you. Find the strength within our culture. Reach out if you need help today.
We're back back here at the Lincoln High Gym. It is your Lincoln Patriots facing the O'Gorman Knights, #1 team in Class AA girls basketball. We're 27-12, O'Gorman leads, but that's not really the whole story here. As we saw Zach Wessels talking to his team and with his own staff, you can tell he really cares about this team, and he picked up a team that was 1-20 last year. So just trying to make improvements, and if they can learn things and make improvements, I think that's probably a successful season.
Yeah, one of the most things they're looking at for success is getting more kids out. Last year, I mean, Lincoln was down to a really low, probably one of the lowest numbers in AA basketball for girls basketball. So for them just to have kids have fun, come out, want to come back out the next year and get better, that's subject number one. And then he's a good coach. He will get this team on the right track. It might take a year or two.
Mm-hmm. Robertson breaks the press there, gets it to Jersey Cool, now to Lubavitch. Back to Cool. Cool's going to try to drive into the lane, tries to bounce pass to a Ross, but that one got blocked up. Shot is no good. Now the fast break for O'Gorman, 2-on-2. Now makes it 2-on-4. They'll pull up, and that's a three-pointer from Moore, and Moore puts it home. Makes it 29-12.
That's Ruby Moore. She can be a good shooter. She can't get her own shot very often, but when she's left open like that, she can nail those.
Absolutely. Now here we go, trying to break press again. There they go. That's Van Meteren getting it across the half-court line. Ross from the baseline. No, that's going to be rebound by Eggert. Eggert's going to push the ball ahead. Gets it over now to Merman. Merman back there in the corner. Cross-court pass. And that was Terveen trying to drive into the lane and getting fouled. And that is going to go against Kira Lubavitch. That is going to be team's first foul, and it'll be her second, I believe. So it'll be O'Gorman ball underneath the hoop. Van Meteren's going to take a seat as well. Faith Capea comes onto the court for Lincoln. Long inbound pass to Hermanson. Now to Merman. Moore. Hermanson drives into the lane, faces a triple team, and we have a jump ball that will go to Lincoln. So Lubavitch to make the inbound pass, 6:30 remaining second quarter. 30-12, O'Gorman with the lead.
Yeah, even though it's a big lead, they still want to work on their trap. They still want to work in the full court, and that's something Lincoln's just going to have to deal with.
Yeah, absolutely. They've been dealing with it pretty much all season as they can get this one to Jersey Cool, and that is. Looks like we have a foul against O'Gorman there, and I believe that's going to be Terveen with the foul. No, excuse me. Ruby Moore picks up that foul. Team second, her first. Jersey Cool takes the inbound pass in the front court. Over to Robertson. Robertson back to Capea. Capea looking for somewhere to go with that ball. Drops it off to Lubavitch. Lubavitch to Ross. Ross kicks it back out to Cool. Cool barely gets that pass. Now she picks up her dribble at the three-point line. Rotates it back around to Robertson. 10 to shoot. It gets the ball to Ross. Ross now has to chase that down. 6 to shoot. Inside to Lubavitch. 2 to shoot. Lubavitch finally goes up with the shot. That goes off the O'Gorman player, and there's a foul underneath the hoop, I believe. And Lubavitch will pick up her second foul.
Yeah, not a bad play. Getting late in the shot clock, you're going to go to Lubavitch, your best player, and she made something happen. But overextended a little bit and got her second foul. She'll have to watch that.
5:40 remaining second quarter. O'Gorman with the ball and the lead. That one comes back to Ruby Moore, and we have an offensive foul. I'm guessing a moving screen. And Kira Hermanson will pick up that foul. That is going to be her second, the team's third. And it looks like Lubavitch will take a breather, as it will be Kenya Harris taking her place in the lineup. Ross to make the inbound pass. Into Robertson. Trying to take Terveen one way or another, but Terveen's staying right with her.
Good job by Robertson to keep the play afloat there.
Robertson finally gets underneath the hoop, and that shot doesn't quite fall, but that was a nice work there by Robertson all the way down the court. Meanwhile, on the other end, Ruby Moore from just inside the three-point line. That one bounces around and out. Picked up by Kenya Harris. Harris tried to get it to Cool, but the pass is a little offline. And O'Gorman with the ball again. And this time trying to split a double team there by the Lincoln defense.
Don't take candy from strangers. Look at him. You trust that guy?
And Faith Capella will pick up that foul. That's her first, the team's second. 4:57 to go, second quarter. O'Gorman leading 30-12. And we have a timeout on the floor. 4:57 to go. So what is your assessment here so far of the second quarter?
Well, I mean, we knew Lincoln wasn't coming in this game to try to get a W, but 12 points on the board, I think they need to get some more shots off, some more good shots. They are missing one of their better ball handlers in Casey Adler, who is not dressing tonight. She must be injured. I didn't check on that with the coaches, but just being down that extra ball handler, you can really tell that's a struggle. So get some good shots off. See what you can do. Emerson Robertson and Reagan Van Meteren sometimes, as underclassmen, don't take that extra step to assert themselves. They kind of just say, Kira, you figure it out. And they know that. They know they need to take that next step. This would be a good time to really go out there and try to get your own shot if you're Robertson or Van Meteren. You got to be a little more selfish sometimes in basketball.
Yeah, and although it is a team game, it is also a game where one person can take over at times.
And not saying Kira's taking over. It's just that she's been their best player. That's what you do.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if I'm Zach Wessels, I do the same thing. I run the entire offense through Lubavitch. But
I think those younger players, in order to really establish themselves next year as the best players on the team, go ahead and play with some confidence here.
Ruby Moore's shot is offline. That's going to be Jersey Cool picking up the rebound. Taking it down. And now again, the key here is just get a good shot. Whether it falls or not is pretty much irrelevant at this point.
It's easier. I keep saying that like it's an easy thing to do. Look at this O'Gorman defense. They are just so ball aware. Good team defense.
Yep, and that resulted in a steal there. So that's going to come back to Moore. Moore thought about the shot, didn't quite take it. Now gets it over to Terveen. Terveen now drops it out. Gets it inside to Moore. Moore goes up with a shot, and that one falls. So 32-12, halfway through the second quarter. As Lincoln once again faces pressure from the O'Gorman defense. Cool.
What is she up to, 11 points, Ruby Moore is now?
Yeah, Ruby Moore 11 points so far tonight, and there's a shot there from Ellie Meyer that didn't quite go. Ross is tied up with Mooney. And so that'll be a jump ball, so that'll go to O'Gorman. 3:42 remaining second quarter. Our leading scorer is Ruby Moore of O'Gorman. She's got 11 points tonight, as she averages 12.1 per game coming into this contest.
Yeah, she's having and she can be an offensive threat. I mean, just look what she's doing tonight. Doesn't have to be all the time, and I can't wait to see her just continue to evolve for the next couple of years at O'Gorman. She is a real talent.
And now Jersey Cool getting double teamed in the front court as she has to pick up her dribble. Finally gets the ball back down. Now gets that one down to Faith Capella, who hits the shot.
I think that was Harris.
It was Kenya Harris, excuse me. And this shot is going to be from Merman. That one pulled down. That is again Harris. Running down the court, got the layup, didn't quite go. And Ross just wings one up. Well, and that one falls around and out. She'll go to the line. But
we were just talking about getting good shots. They've gotten their best shots today off the fast break, right? If you can get out and run, I mean, obviously not as easy to do as just saying, oh, let's just go run. But executing on the break would be huge for this Patriots team right now.
And that foul, Abby Mikuska, her first foul. And the team's fifth, so Lincoln will be in the bonus for the remainder of the first half, as Ross will miss the first free throw. Second one up, that one also falls around and out. O'Gorman with the rebound, that's Mooney. Temporarily had the ball knocked away, but she picked it back up. Mooney, Mikuska, and now to Merman. Rotates it back around, that's Mooney on the right side. Back up to Makuska. Merman. Now down to Meyer. 8 seconds to shoot. Makuska. And this will be Meyer from 3 from the corner and right at the horn, at the shot clock horn.
She's a post player, but she can get out there. If she gets that three-pointer, she can nail it. 40% on the year so far.
And that ball off of Van Meteren, and that will be O'Gorman ball at the sideline here. 2:27 remaining second quarter. O'Gorman now holding a 35-15 lead. Ball comes in to Julia Eggert. Merman. Inside, Meyer. Meyer, easy shot. 37-15.
Oh, by the way, Meyer off the bench is just a freshman, so this O'Gorman team is going to be good for a few more years, too.
Absolutely. I mean, we're used to that. O'Gorman's always had kind of a reload mentality when it comes to their basketball teams. Several substitutions are coming in for the O'Gorman Knights. Here with 2:07 remaining. That comes out. That's going to be Ruby Moore. And gets it to Hermanson. Now back to Merman. Terveen. Now picks it up, and it looks like O'Gorman, they're just happy enough to try to drain the shot clock as much as they can. Eggert goes up with that shot. That rolls around the rim and out. And the ball is going to go off of Hermanson, so this will be Lincoln ball with 1:43 remaining in the first half. And that's also a little bit of sportsmanship, especially when you have a lead like this. Just pass the ball around and drain the clock when you can. But
yeah, exactly. Like, you definitely want to play. You want to be competitive. You want to stay out there, but it's a nice way to not make the score look as bad.
And there we go. That's going to be a foul, and Jersey Cool looking a little disappointed right after that whistle. And that's who the foul is against. It's her second. It'll be the team's fourth. Merman will go to the free throw line. Merman, right now, has 2 points on the night. Well, actually, they're not going to be shooting free throws.
Yeah, I was wondering why they would have, but
well, they
what
look
do
like
I
they're
know?
setting it up. So
what do I know?
they look like they're setting it up, and then they lined it up for an inbound pass. So Terveen. Now to Moore, back to Terveen. Moore for 3 from the sideline. That's off the front of the rim and out. Terveen bounces one off of Van Meteren, and they gave the ball to Lincoln. It says Terveen did touch it, but right before it went out of bounds in the corner. 1:20 remaining first half. 37-15 O'Gorman with the lead.
We thank you for joining us. This is one of the first broadcasts we've done from Lincoln. We're hoping to do several more, and my brother Bruce Andera right here going to be calling a majority of those games. So get to know Bruce.
Absolutely, and we thank you from wherever you're watching. If there's a comment section, please comment where you're watching from. And that one laid up by Kara Hermanson. That one didn't quite go, as this is going to be Lincoln's rebound, and that's Capea getting the ball out to Hazel Jensen. Jensen now trapped in the backcourt, and we've got a whistle. Timeout Lincoln. 30-second timeout. 49.8 remaining in the second quarter. 37-15 the O'Gorman Knights lead.
Let's talk about those upcoming schedules, Bruce.
Well, upcoming schedules here, you mentioned that we're going to be broadcasting a good number of these Lincoln High basketball games, the home games at least. After this one, Lincoln will go to Washington on the 28th, and then they'll be playing at home against Mitchell on the 31st. That's going to be part of a doubleheader that we'll have right here on Live Ticket TV.
Yep, definitely come back for that one. Then they go on the road for 3 games, Watertown, Brookings, and to O'Gorman. And then just 3 home games left after that, as they have Brandon Valley on the 15th And their last 2 games of the year are both home games against the Rapid City schools.
And 2 of those are against some of the best in the state too, because Brandon Valley, they're 8-1 right now, and Stevens, they're 9-1. So
those are your 2 competitors, I think. I mean, you definitely have a really good team in Washington you have to watch out for, but I would really look at Brandon Valley, the team that made it to the state tournament last year, and Stevens, who really is just a couple shots away from being undefeated at this point.
We got a fast break there. Regan Van Meeteren, a little strong to the hoop. That one goes back up. Capea is going to be fouled on the putback.
I think was that Harris?
No, that is Harris. Excuse me. Terveen with the foul. That's her first.
Harris, 6-foot senior, known for her defense. And you see her out on the break. That's when she's at her best.
Yep. She started at the beginning of the season. Now she's off the bench, but just a little shuffle up from Zach Wessels there, I suppose.
Honestly, I think that helps, the energy that she can bring off the bench. She's a great matchup lengthwise.
And Harris puts both of those home. It's 37-17. Final 34 seconds of the first half. The shot clock and game clock are about 2 seconds, about a second separate. That one goes to Ruby Moore. Picking up her dribble, gets it back to Hermanson. And now to Eggert. O'Gorman probably playing for a last shot. Kicks it back out to Moore. Moore has an open 3. That one's a little bit strong. Now Eggert back with the putback. She can't put that home. And that one is Harris. No.
Well, that time Eggert
going to end up taking it, so Eggert.
That time Eggert uses the left hand to go up with the left-handed layup and makes it. The right-handed one didn't work. But
well, we're at halftime here at Lincoln High. It is 39-17 O'Gorman leads. We're going to take a break and be back with you in a bit.
Out here, you learn that to keep growing, you have to keep changing. CHS and the farmers and ranchers we serve know all about change, because together we've changed agriculture. That's why we're the largest farmer-owned cooperative in the country. So farmers own the system they count on, with advantages at every step. From innovative tools that help crops grow, to grain processing expertise, to energy solutions, we create connections to empower agriculture. Learn more at chsinc.com.
Do you have a pest problem? Got bats, ants, termites? Family-owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years' experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs, there's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
When the world feels big, a small note can mean everything. Find mental health support at sdbehavioralhealth.gov.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
Fentanyl is a powerful synthetic opioid, up to 100 times stronger than morphine. Even a tiny amount can be deadly. It's often mixed with other drugs without your knowledge, increasing your risk of overdose. Protect yourself and your loved ones and avoid unknown substances. Stay informed, stay safe, and remember, one pill can kill. For more information on fentanyl prevention, visit your local health resource or speak to a healthcare professional today. This message was brought to you by the Great Plains Tribal Opioid Response, so that the people may live.
And welcome back to Lincoln High School. I am Bruce Andera, that is Jason Andera, and we are going to come up with the first edition of the Patriot Report.
Yeah, we're going to try to do pregame shows and let you kind of know what's going on with your team just to get you started, though. Zach Wessel's first year, coached at Sibley O'Scheiden, was a college basketball player at USF, did a really good job there, high school star at Austin, Minnesota, and now has come back to Sioux Falls to coach. And in his first year, just the one win so far, but you can tell, like, he's got a plan. He's got things ready to go here.
Absolutely. And as we have Kira Lubavitch came into this game 12.6 per game. Hasn't quite gotten that so far tonight. But their other key players, Regan Van Meeteren, she's one of the future players of the team.
Yeah, I really like what Regan Van Meeteren has done as a player. She's not putting up the points quite yet, but her assists, 2.5 assists per game. Her percentage from deep has been good. I think she'll build some more confidence. Emerson Robertson, their only three-point shooter really that's been a threat this year. They haven't been able to shoot threes because they're under so much duress late in the shot clock trying to get it back. So I think that's going to improve. And then Casey Adler with the 1 steal per game has been one of their big defensive players, but she, of course, is out tonight with an injury.
Absolutely, and like I said, we are happy to be bringing this game to you here on Live Ticket TV. We'll be here for the rest of the season here with the Lincoln High home games and even some of the road games coming up as well.
Yeah, we'll have a couple on the road. We'll do some Sioux Falls games, so we'll keep you up to date on what's going on. You can follow me at 605 Jandy for live updates as far as that goes. And remember, coming up after this game, we've got 2 ranked teams in the state. Number 1, Lincoln, hosting number 5, O'Gorman. And O'Gorman has won, I think, 7 straight versus AA teams after that opening loss that they had at the beginning of the year. They did lose to Sioux Falls Christian, which no harm in that, even if you are a AA school losing to an A school. But I think it's going to be a huge test coming up tonight for that second game.
Yeah, so, I mean, after that opening loss, I think it's 7-8 straight wins, whatever it is. They've been the hottest commodity in Class AA, whereas Lincoln they haven't lost yet. They're 8-0. So we'll see that one a little bit later on. But for now, we're going to take a little bit of a break, and we'll be back with the second half right after this.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
When life gets hard and our thoughts get too much to bear, finding the resiliency within us can help us find healing. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline provides 24/7 free support for anyone in suicidal distress or emotional crisis. All texts and calls are anonymous and connect you to local resources that uphold cultural values and pave the way to healing. Find the strength within you. Find the strength within our culture. Reach out if you need help today.
Out here, you learn that to keep growing, you have to keep changing. CHS and the farmers and ranchers we serve know all about change, because together we've changed agriculture. That's why we're the largest farmer-owned cooperative in the country. So farmers own the system they count on, with advantages at every step. From innovative tools that help crops grow, to grain processing expertise, to energy solutions, we create connections to empower agriculture. Learn more at chsinc.com.
Do you have a pest problem? Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods, such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs. There's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
When the world feels big, a small note can mean everything. Find mental health support at sdbehavioralhealth.gov.
And welcome back to the Lincoln High Gym. This is coming out of halftime of the Lincoln girls basketball game here tonight against the number 1 ranked team, O'Gorman Knights. So far, it is O'Gorman 39-17. And as we start the second half here, what do you suppose the goals here for Zach Wessels and his team are going to be?
Well, I mean, I think both teams don't have to think very hard about strategy here in the second half. It's just about executing and improving. Kiera Lubovich came out with 6 first-half points for Lincoln. They've got to find a way to get her the ball more because she's been the one person who can get her own shot. And then for O'Gorman, you're doing great. Just keep up the good work. You guys are playing great defense. You're sharing the ball well. You're not making any really dumb plays. You're in a good shape here. And sometimes you can get lulled to sleep in these games where you get a big lead. They just have to stay focused.
And keep in mind on Live Ticket TV, after this one, we're going to have the boys' game. The number 1 and number 5 teams in the state between Lincoln and O'Gorman.
We'll be looking at a couple really efficient point guards in that game. And both underclassmen, too. Mason Clark for O'Gorman, who has done an awesome job this year of just taking care of the basketball. And then Brody Schaefer, the sophomore, who has been really better than a lot of people thought. He's been excellent, but this Lincoln team is loaded with Sam Erickson, Sam DeGroat. They've got Painter coming off the bench who could score double digits for a lot of teams in AA right now. So I really like this team.
And right away, a shot from Sydney Terveen. That one falls out as we begin the second half. And that is going to be Kiera Lubovich pulling down that rebound. Immediately gets it down court to Jensen. Jensen tried to get it back out to Jersey Cool, but was stolen. Both teams going with their starting 5s from the first quarter to start the second half. Inside, that's going to be Merman. Merman gets it underneath. And a nice little reverse layup, but didn't quite go for Ruby Moore. Pulled down by Lubovich, but out of bounds, so that will be O'Gorman ball. So it'll be Terveen taking the out-of-bounds pass for O'Gorman. That goes into Ruby Moore. Back out to Terveen. Being guarded by Lubovich, gets it inside, now back out. This is going to be Merman for 3. That's going to be short. And again, bounced around and out of bounds. This one will be given to Lincoln. 7:16 remaining, third quarter. Bruce Andera, Jason Andera with you here, Live Ticket TV, broadcast of Lincoln High School basketball, the first one of many, we hope.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. If you know Live Ticket, you've obviously know that we've put games on for over 90 schools over South Dakota for several years, and now we're trying to move into Sioux Falls and do more of the Sioux Falls games on a consistent basis. And I'm really looking forward to seeing more Sioux Falls basketball on Live Ticket.
And just like this one here at Lincoln High School, Van Meteren trying to get back out, reset the offense. That one comes into the corner. That one tried to get it to Ross, but that was batted up. And again, the O'Gorman defense just looms large. That one comes in to Julia Eggert. Eggert back out. This is going to be Hermanson. Hermanson up with the shot. She'll get fouled on the way up, and she'll go to the line for 2.
Defense creates offense. That's been the formula for Kent Colesrud for several years. He is 160-71 all-time at O'Gorman. A very sorry about that camera work there. That was me. But really one of the most successful coaches all-time in girls basketball in this state.
Yeah, and that includes 3 state titles, 2017, 2022, and last year, 2024.
And then the COVID season, it got canceled in 2020, and they had an undefeated team with the number 1 seed who would have made a run for another state title.
I mean, I remember that. That was just craziness. That the state tournament was supposed to be in Spearfish. I think they had all 8 teams there, and then they just canceled it because COVID hit at that point. So
was Spearfish for the AA?
Yeah.
Okay. No, you're right. And in fact, I think they'd started 1 game, and then they got news that it was not going to happen.
Everything hit, and then that canceled everything. That rebound pulled down by Adlin Ross. Pushed it down to Capella. Capella can't handle it, and that's going to be out of bounds. And O'Gorman with the ball, 6:18 remaining third quarter, 41-17. O'Gorman with a healthy lead. Moore gets it around. That is going to be Merman. Back around, that's going to be Terveen. Gets it back to Merman. Terveen for 3 from the left side, and nothing but net there.
She has really blossomed this year as a scorer. Didn't have to score quite as much last year with Molly Abdouche at the point, but this year she has really taken over as that number 1 option.
And Van Meteren can't quite handle that, so Harris is going to take to the court as Ross will take a seat. And Terveen, 12 points tonight with that 3-pointer. And this ball will come in bounds for O'Gorman. Long pass to Merman. Over to Moore. Inside, that's going to be Eggert. Eggert kicks it back out. Merman for 3. That's going to be short. Rebound Hermanson. Hermanson tries to go somewhere with the ball. It ends up in Lincoln's hands. Here's Kenya Harris. 1-on-2. Ends up picking up the dribble. Gets the shot off, but can't quite put it home. And I believe they gave that one to O'Gorman.
Yeah, Harris just couldn't quite keep the handle all the way down the court, but she's been terrific tonight of just leading the fast break. Almost every time they have a fast break, it's Harris either leading the way or trying to get some points off of it.
Or at least part of the chain of passes. That one goes inside, and that's going to be foul. And this will be Faith Capella picking up this foul with 5:09 to go third quarter. Capella, that'll be her 3rd foul, and the team's 3rd. Inbound, this one's going to be Mikuska with a shot. That does not fall, and Lincoln will get the ball as the ball ends up out of bounds.
It's been a little bit of a slow start for O'Gorman this half, but still definitely in command of this game.
Long pass in. That one ends up in the hands of Kenya Harris. Harris up with the shot. No. Capella with the rebound. She'll go back up with it. No. Bounces around, and that one finally coming away is Tyler Mooney. And O'Gorman with the ball again. Just under 5 to play in the 3rd. Inside to Eggert. Terveen for 3. That one's off the back of the rim. And Lubavitch finally finds the handle on that rebound as she'll push the ball up court. Goes 1-on-2 there. Can't quite put the shot home. And once again, it's going to be O'Gorman and Abby Mikuska coming away with the rebound. Nice little play there by Lubavitch, knocking that one into the student section. And we have more substitutions coming here. Ellie Meyer will take to the court for O'Gorman, as it will be Julia Eggert taking a seat. Capella will also take a seat as well for Lincoln. As that one comes in, Terveen, Meyer, Mooney, Moore. Inside, that's going to be Mooney. Mooney up with the shot, and she'll put that one home. She's got 3 tonight. Makes it 46-17 with 4 minutes to play. And that one's going to get stolen away, and Meyer, no shot. That's a travel. Shuffle the foot, and that will be Lincoln ball. Bounces inside. That's going to be Van Meteren. Van Meteren splits the defense a little bit. Gets it to Harris. Harris up with the shot. That one goes. And Harris now with 8 points on the evening. And we had a whistle on the floor. Trying to diagnose exactly what that was. In any event, it's O'Gorman ball. As that one comes into Terveen. Terveen on the left side. Gets it back to Mooney. Mooney resets and reloads. Gets that one into McCuska. McCuska trying to dribble baseline and ends up stepping out of bounds, so this will be Lincoln ball. But as you see that in this kind of game, Kent Colesrud, he's definitely playing a little bit more of his backups in this one. As we have a foul before the shot by Kenya Harris. And McCuska will pick up that foul. That is going to be her third. And the team's second. Inbound to Lubavitch. Back to Cool. Cool for three. That one's a little bit wide and pulled down by Mooney. Pushes it up court to Terveen. Terveen knocks it home. And that will end up being 14 for Sydney Terveen in this game. Here comes the pressure from the O'Gorman Knights again. That one's stolen away. And it's going to be Ruby Moore not quite able to handle that one as it bounds out of bounds. But the ball will stay with O'Gorman as it did go off of a Lincoln player. 3:05 to go, third quarter, 48-19. The O'Gorman Knights with the lead. Inbound comes into Meyer and dropped out to Mooney. Mooney now over to the right side, and this is going to be McCuska. Back to Mooney. Mooney from the top of the key. That's not going to go. Pulled down Harris. Harris can't quite handle it, and this will be O'Gorman ball. Taking a look at, no, not quite. Okay, so that's going to come into Moore. Mooney, open three. That's not going to go. And rebound goes to Ross. Ross is immediately double teamed, gets it out to Lubavitch. Lubavitch pushes it up court, knocked out by McCuska. And this one will stay with Lincoln. 2:40 remaining, third quarter. O'Gorman holding a 29-point advantage. O'Gorman's defense, like I said, Lincoln, just trying to put any shot up they can, try to score whatever they can. And O'Gorman's defense, you just see how dominant they are, and that's going to end up being a foul as Van Meeteren hits the deck. Inbound to Lubavitch. Ross. Cross court to Van Meeteren. Cool. Gets it back to Van Meeteren. Tried to get it to Lubavitch, but that one was tipped away by Merman and ends up with the O'Gorman. There's Merman trying to drive back, and that's going to be a three for Moore from the corner. That's going to be a little bit strong. Almost got the roll, and ends up out of bounds. 2:04 remaining, third quarter, as this will be O'Gorman ball. Inbound pass from the baseline. Comes back out. That's going to be Mooney. Mooney being guarded by Jersey Cool. Picks up the dribble and gets it to Ellie Meyer. Meyer can't quite do anything with it underneath, so they kick it back out, and that's going to end up being a held ball violation. So this will be a Lincoln ball with 1:52 remaining. Long inbound pass to Ross. Now back to Cool. Cool gets it to Lubavitch. Now a long pass to Ross to get it across half court. This one's going to be Kenya Harris. Harris up with the shot. That doesn't go. Harris got her own rebound. That one goes. And that's going to be Lincoln's leading scorer for the night. 10 points so far.
She's had a couple nice ones where she's been able to break free on the inside just in the second half, and then a couple fast breaks earlier in the game as well.
Final minute and a half of the third quarter. That's going to be up with the shot. No, that's going to be pulled down by Makuska. Makuska gets it back out with 15 to shoot. This is going to be Ruby Moore, and she hits. 16 points for Ruby Moore. Now as the shot goes to 51-21, and we are now into Mercy Rule territory at a 30-point lead in the second half. It will go to a running clock.
Yeah, they haven't had that for very long, but that's helped speed some of these games up.
Yep, and O'Gorman, and coming up on O'Gorman here, as you see them inbound the ball, they have they're at Roosevelt tomorrow night, and then they will have Pierre at home before heading to T.
Yeah, they don't hit the meat of their schedule when they've got Stevens and Brandon Valley a little bit later. Or no, they already played Brandon Valley in the first game of the year. I'm sorry.
Yep.
But they'll have Washington again, I believe.
Yeah, Lupovich, they will have Washington again. That's going to be on the 14th of February. And that's going to be the end of a 4-game homestand there for O'Gorman. So 14.9 seconds to go in the third quarter. 51-21, O'Gorman leads, and here comes 3 more subs from the O'Gorman bench. Van Meeteren. Lubavitch. 6 seconds to go. Shot clock is off. Lubavitch tries to direct traffic, goes up with the shot. That doesn't fall. Pulled down by O'Gorman. We're at the end of 3 quarters here at Lincoln High. It is O'Gorman 51 and Lincoln 21. We'll be back in a moment here with the fourth quarter on Live Ticket TV.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
Fentanyl is a powerful synthetic opioid, up to 100 times stronger than morphine. Even a tiny amount can be deadly. It's often mixed with other drugs without your knowledge, increasing your risk of overdose. Protect yourself and your loved ones and avoid unknown substances. Stay informed, stay safe, and remember, one pill can kill. For more information on fentanyl prevention, visit your local health resource or speak to a healthcare professional today. This message was brought to you by the Great Plains Tribal Opioid Response, so that the people may live.
And we're back to the Lincoln Gym for the fourth quarter. Bruce Andera, Jason Andera, who are with Live Ticket TV and Lincoln High basketball. This game, of course, not totally unexpected, but not necessarily going the way Lincoln wants it to. 51-21 as we open the fourth.
Yeah, they'll learn a lot, obviously, and it's nothing they don't already know. They have to get the ball and protect the ball. The turnovers are just absolutely crushing, and they'll get better and better.
As the jump ball will go to O'Gorman with 7:34 remaining in the game, and like we said, we're into the territory. This is something decently new. Was the mercy rule, 30 points in the second half, and then that ends up being a running clock. So that's going to end up being a blocking foul against Lincoln. And Reagan Van Meeteren will pick up her third foul. No, second, excuse me. Moore, cross court, Merman. Merman picks up her dribble, now drops it out to Terveen, but a little bit of nice hustle play there by Van Meeteren to grab that ball, but in the corner. She tries to fight through it. Timeout Lincoln. To try to get out of that situation. 30-second timeout. So a nice little hustle play there by Reagan Van Meeteren.
Yeah, you got to love to see that from your young player. She's just a freshman this year, 5'9", but she'll continue to get stronger, and the plays like that just give you confidence as well. This Lincoln team has a couple of new coaching members as well, with Morgan Hansen, former USD player, who of course was an all-state player here at Lincoln, is now a part of the coaching staff. You'll see her right here. And she's talking with Scott Amundsen right now, longtime assistant for Lincoln. So they're working on just getting everybody on the same page with this new staff as well.
Absolutely.
I think Lincoln's going to continue to gel and get better and better in the next few years.
Yeah, and as long as they keep that core together, this coaching core together, that should only help this team get better as time goes. And then back to Van Meteren's play there. I mean, she started the season on the bench, and now she's in the starting lineup, so that's improvement right there. Lubovich for three, hits it. Makes it 9 on the night for Kira Lubovich. Moore, Terveen. That one's at Hermanson. That one comes back to Moore. That's going to be Eggert. Picks up her dribble near the lane. That one's tipped away. Wings it over there to Merman. Merman drives the lane. Can't quite get it to fall. And it's out of bounds going to O'Gorman. 6:05 and running here in the fourth quarter. Inbound pass comes into Hermanson. Terveen. That's going to be Eggert. Kicks it back out.
Good defense by Harris that time.
Absolutely. And that's still a three-point shot. Terveen has just been doing it all tonight. That goes to Harris. Tried to get it to Capella, but stolen away. Here's Eggert going, carried ball. And this will end up with Lincoln at half court.
I thought they were going to get the breakaway foul, but they did call it a violation on Eggert.
Yeah, just a little bit too over the top with that last dribble. Ball comes in. Lubovich. Takes it back out. Ruby Hennies for three. No. Rebound Moore. Moore pushes it up court. Gets it to Terveen. Terveen up, and another 2 points for Sydney Terveen. 19 on the night.
Yeah, she is absolutely killing it tonight. Doing it from all three levels, too. You've seen the mid-range, the paint points, and she's drilled it from outside as well.
Inside Harris. Harris goes up with a shot, and that one goes.
Harris having a career night.
Yes, very good night for Kenya Harris. That shot's a little offline, pulled down by Lincoln. Here they're going to push the ball up court again. Tried to get it to Harris, that didn't go. Van Meeteren picks the ball back up, now picks up her dribble at the block, gets it back to Lubovich. Lubovich now going to drive lane. She'll go off the glass and out, and that's going to end up with O'Gorman. And I believe Kenya Harris will pick up that foul. And Zach Wessel's going to send in some more of the youth of the team. With about a little under 4 minutes to play, 56-26 O'Gorman with the lead. Here's Ruby Moore. And now it looks like Kent Colesrud's going to do the same thing with O'Gorman. That one goes for three. Terveen makes it 22 on the night, and the entire starting players will come off the floor.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home.
And back to the Lincoln High gym as it looks like we have most of the backups into the game for both teams. Under 3 minutes to play. London Backus hit that last three-point shot that you saw as we came back. There's Cool with the ball. Tries to get to Capella, does so. Gets it, drops it out to Hazel Jensen. Jensen gets it back to Cool. Cool picks up her dribble outside the three-point line, gives it to Jensen. Jensen facing nice defense there from Tyler Mooney. 4 to shoot, 3 to shoot. As you hear the countdown there, and finally getting the shot off his jersey. Cool, that one is short, and it's going to be a shot clock violation as the ball did not hit the rim. But I think the success in that particular possession is they were able to keep the ball for 35 seconds without the O'Gorman defense knocking it away.
Yeah, exactly. They need a few more of those.
So more substitutions on both sides. Here's Mooney.
Under 2 minutes now, getting ready for that boys game coming up after this.
Yep, as you see the crowd starting to fill out for that one. That one's off the glass and in. And Mooney hits that one, so bringing it up court here. That is going to be Hennies. Gets it back out to, that's going to be Capea. Capea now with the ball at the point. Mooney tries to knock it away, can't quite do so. Hennies gets the ball inside to Van Meeren. Van Meeren finds an open under the hoop and puts it in. As you see, the both sides of the gym here starting to fill in here for the boys game coming up with now about a minute to go in this one. And a foul called there. Kenya Harris will pick up that one. And McCuska to the line for some foul shots. First one up, that one bounces.
The clock does stop, by the way, on free throws.
Yes, the clock will stop on the free throws, but
about the only time it does.
Yep.
So we're coming up on a minute left in this game. We'll take about a 5-minute break after this game and then get you set for a little pregame for number 1 versus number 5.
Absolutely, that one should be a very good game. As we roll to the end of this one, Harris tries to put that one up, and she's gonna go to the line for 2 on this one. As picking up that foul here, Alao Oki. I hope I pronounced that right. Okoye. All right. And shot number 1 goes up, and that bounces out. Faith Capea at the line for 2. She doesn't have any points tonight, which is actually kind of unusual. She usually gets at least a few. But coming off the bench, 40.6 seconds left in this one. That one also off the back rim and out, and just O'Gorman blocking out very nicely there under the hoop. As this is going to be Ellie Meyer bringing up the ball for what is to be one of the final possessions of the game. That one ends up over there underneath the hoop now. This is going to be Meyer. Meyer puts it home on the layup, makes it 64-28. And here's Ruby Hennies bringing up the ball for Lincoln. Jensen into Harris's hands. Drops it in, tries to drop it into Van Meeren. Van Meeren couldn't quite handle it and ripped away by London Backus. London Backus goes cross court and goes into the hoop. And that is going to do it for this one. O'Gorman's going to walk away with the victory, 66-28. And your Lincoln Patriots will drop here to 1-8 as O'Gorman will go to 10-0. We'll be back after about 5 minutes to set you up for the boys' game. We have some people to thank as well. It's going to be Memphis and Ashland who help us produce this game. But for now, we'll be back in 5 minutes.
Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
When life gets hard and our thoughts get too much to bear, finding the resiliency within us can help us find healing. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline provides 24/7 free support for anyone in suicidal distress or emotional crisis. All texts and calls are anonymous and connect you to local resources that uphold cultural values and pave the way to healing. Find the strength within you. Find the strength within our culture. Reach out if you need help today.
Out here, you learn that to keep growing, you have to keep changing. CHS and the farmers and ranchers we serve know all about change, because together we've changed agriculture. That's why we're the largest farmer-owned cooperative in the country. So farmers own the system they count on, with advantages at every step. From innovative tools that help crops grow, to grain processing expertise, to energy solutions, we create connections to empower agriculture. Learn more at chsinc.com.
Do you have a pest problem? Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs, there's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
When the world feels big, a small note can mean everything. Find mental health support at sdbehavioralhealth.gov.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
Fentanyl is a powerful synthetic opioid, up to 100 times stronger than morphine. Even a tiny amount can be deadly. It's often mixed with other drugs without your knowledge, increasing your risk of overdose. Protect yourself and your loved ones and avoid unknown substances. Stay informed, stay safe, and remember, one pill can kill. For more information on fentanyl prevention, visit your local health resource or speak to a healthcare professional today. This message was brought to you by the Great Plains Tribal Opioid Response, so that the people may live.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
When life gets hard and our thoughts get too much to bear, finding the resiliency within us can help us find healing. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline provides 24/7 free support for anyone in suicidal distress or emotional crisis. All texts and calls are anonymous and connect you to local resources that uphold cultural values and pave the way to healing. Find the strength within you. Find the strength within our culture. Reach out if you need help today.
Out here, you learn that to keep growing, you have to keep changing. CHS and the farmers and ranchers we serve know all about change, because together we've changed agriculture. That's why we're the largest farmer-owned cooperative in the country. So farmers own the system they count on, with advantages at every step. From innovative tools that help crops grow, to grain processing expertise, to energy solutions, we create connections to empower agriculture. Learn more at chsinc.com.
Do you have a pest problem? Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs, there's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
When the world feels big, a small note can mean everything. Find mental health support at sdbehavioralhealth.gov.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
Good evening and welcome to the Lincoln Gym, where we've got a pair of top 5 teams ready to meet here tonight. We've got a great one coming up here. I am Bruce Andera alongside my partner Jason Andera.
Should be a great environment tonight. Anytime you get a city game with two top 5 teams, the kids know each other. The environment's good. The student section's starting to fill up a little bit for Lincoln, but the parent side is definitely filled up. So this is going to be a lot of fun to test Lincoln in their undefeated season so far.
Yeah, you can see the Lincoln side filling up as well as the O'Gorman side on the near side here. O'Gorman, they come in here. They have ripped off 8 straight wins against AA competition after their opening day loss to Brandon Valley.
They came into the year as a question mark because they had so many new starters back this year, and last year they missed the state tournament, a team that almost never misses the state tournament. So for them to bring back a new lineup, you were wondering, who are they going to be? Well, they've really restocked well, and this group is starting to meld, that's for sure.
So let's look at your home team, Lincoln Patriots. They are coached by Luke Hanneman, who is coming in his first year.
Yeah, Luke Hanneman, part of that undefeated team back in the day for Lincoln, has been on the staff with Mitch Begeman over at Roosevelt for the last couple of years, and he runs the team much like Roosevelt does. He tries to go up pace, he wants defense to win, and team ball is the name of the game. And you can see from his leaders, there's a lot more than one person that they rely on. Sam DeGroat, 15.9 points per game, but Sam Erickson has led the team in scoring almost as many times as DeGroat has. And then you've got Luke Kremchis down in the post, 6.1 boards per game. He provides an unbelievable physical presence. Brody Schaefer at point guard. I don't think anybody expected the sophomore point guard to come in and average 5.4 assists per game. And then Sam Erickson is absolutely deadly from behind the three-point line. He's already hit 21 threes this year.
Yeah, and with the three-pointers, Lincoln all-time leads this series 77-55. They've won 3 of the last 4, and their last matchup was back in February of last year when Lincoln won that one 69-58.
Let's take a look at the actual matchup between these two teams. Points per game, very similar. The allowed, though, this Lincoln team is buckling down on the defensive side, giving up less than 50 per game. The rebounds, pretty close. We're not going to watch that too closely. Assists, again, awfully close. The field goal and then the three-point percentage, you're going to see this Lincoln team light it up from beyond the arc at 35%.
Yeah, and they haven't really seen a team like this come in here since their opening game against Washington, and Lincoln was spraying threes all over the place on that one. So,
yeah, they got a lot of different people that can do that. I wanted to point out something about the point guards, Bruce.
Let's point it out.
I'm going to make a point on these two. We've got 2 underclassmen. The junior, Mason Clark, in his second year starting. He started as a sophomore for O'Gorman last year. He might not be putting the numbers up as far as offensive points, production, stuff like that, but 3.4 assists per game and less than a turnover per game for the starting point guard. Unbelievable. A 5.4 to 1 assist turnover ratio is crazy in high school basketball. And then on the other side, you've got first-year point guard, a sophomore, Brody Schaefer. We already talked about his 5.4 assists, but he's limiting his turnovers to a 1.5. That's amazing, too. Those are great assist-to-turnover numbers for underclassmen.
Absolutely, and these two clearly they take care of the ball very nicely, and they don't turn the ball over, so very key to both of their teams. We're going to take a quick break here, and then we'll come back
to
take another look at this matchup and get the starters.
Fentanyl is a powerful synthetic opioid, up to 100 times stronger than morphine. Even a tiny amount can be deadly. It's often mixed with other drugs without your knowledge, increasing your risk of overdose. Protect yourself and your loved ones and avoid unknown substances. Stay informed, stay safe, and remember, one pill can kill. For more information on fentanyl prevention, visit your local health resource or speak to a healthcare professional today. This message was brought to you by the Great Plains Tribal Opioid Response, so that the people may live.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
When life gets hard and our thoughts get too much to bear, finding the resiliency within us can help us find healing. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline provides 24/7 free support for anyone in suicidal distress or emotional crisis. All texts and calls are anonymous and connect you to local resources that uphold cultural values and pave the way to healing. Find the strength within you. Find the strength within our culture. Reach out if you need help today.
Out here, you learn that to keep growing, you have to keep changing. CHS and the farmers and ranchers we serve know all about change, because together we've changed agriculture. That's why we're the largest farmer-owned cooperative in the country. So farmers own the system they count on, with advantages at every step. From innovative tools that help crops grow, to grain processing expertise, to energy solutions, we create connections to empower agriculture. Learn more at chsinc.com.
Do you have a pest problem? Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs, there's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
And back to the Lincoln High Gym. Bruce Andero, Jason Andero with Live Ticket TV. New venture for this market in Sioux Falls. They broadcasted games from 90 schools over the state of South Dakota. And tell us more about this about these basketball games.
I've worked in high school basketball a long time, high school sports a long time, and I'm so happy to be working with Live Ticket TV. They broadcast over 90 schools throughout the state, and now we're bringing the schools to Sioux Falls. We're going to kind of ease you in this year, but next year be ready for a full slate of these games as we follow these teams like our own hometown team. That's what we're hoping to do. So Lincoln fans, stay with us the rest of the year. We're going to try to get the rest of the Lincoln games on. So stay looking at the schedule, any home games. Bruce Andero will be here for most of them. I'll be here for some of them.
Absolutely, as we'll go to the starters here for you in this game.
Not yet.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
As O'Gorman comes in here 8-2, Lincoln coming in here as the number 1 ranked 8-0 team.
Yeah, the matchup is huge. This Lincoln team, they haven't had a game. I think they've had one game this year, a 10-point game, and one game that was like an 11-point win. Jefferson is the closest game that they've had all season long. So they really haven't even been tested. And then O'Gorman, like we said off the top, 8 games in a row with wins over AA opponents. They got a huge win in overtime over Washington the last time we had a game on live ticket, and now a huge test taking the number 1 team on in the state.
Yeah, and that game against Washington, that was last week. That was a week ago. 68-67 final there. And from here they'll go to Roosevelt tomorrow. They'll have a game at Roosevelt tomorrow. But Lincoln, like I said, they've been taking teams down. Like I said, Jefferson was a 5-point win. Everything else has pretty much been 10 or more points. So
yeah, I really like the matchups here in this game. The matchups, neither team has a real true post offensive threat, but you've got the physicality on both sides, and you've got a lot of guys who can play a lot of different positions. Let's take a look at the O'Gorman starters now.
The O'Gorman starters, they'll come out this way. They've got senior forward Noon Dute. We have Terveen twins as both, it looks like forward and guard seniors, Caleb and Austin Terveen, who will be starting, 6'2 seniors. Mason Clark, as we've already mentioned, point guard junior. And Jackson Bjorkman will be starting underneath for the O'Gorman Knights.
A senior-heavy team. They've just the one junior, but not a ton of experience coming back for these guys, but they share the ball so well. Nguyen Dute, Terveen, and Austin Terveen, all double-digit scorers.
And for your hometown Lincoln Patriots, the starters there will be Edison Knoll, senior guard, Sam Erickson, a junior guard, as we've noted all of his three-point shots, Sam DeGroat underneath as a junior forward, Brody Schaefer, the sophomore point guard, and Luke Krempjes, a senior center underneath the hoop.
When you draw up a high school basketball lineup, this is what you want: a true point guard, a true post, and 3 guys who can do a little bit of everything. And Sam Erickson, more of a three-point threat than Sam DeGroat. Sam DeGroat, more of a guy who can drive and find his own shot in the middle of the lane. But they are interchangeable at some points in this game. And then you've got the senior presence of Edison Knoll. He is steady Eddie. He can do a little bit of everything. Last year, averaged 7 points a game. He's only been scoring a little bit less this year because that's his role. But he's a guy who can put up numbers in bunches as well.
Yeah, and Edison Knoll, you don't see it a lot in the stat sheet, but you do see it in the little things that he does on the court. We're getting ready here for tip-off as the officials and the fans and everybody are getting ready here to start this one up. Luke Hanneman sends his team out on the court wearing the white and the light blue numbers with the visiting O'Gorman Knights in their row blues. It will be Krempjes and Bjorkman DeGroat and Bjorkman taking the tip, and that one will go to Lincoln as we open play here in the first quarter at the Lincoln Gym. That is going to be Erickson taking the ball, getting back out to DeGroat. Now over to Krempjes outside the three-point line. Gets it back over to Erickson. Tries the drive lane, gets it back out. That's Knoll. Kicks it around. O'Gorman playing some nice solid defense there. Is driving in to get the shot. Was DeGroat, that was Brody Schaefer. Driving in, he'll go to the line for 2.
You got to watch out.
Pick up that foul.
Yeah, you got to watch out. Caleb Terveen, Austin Terveen, 2 players who play a lot of minutes for these O'Gorman Knights.
And it will be Brody Schaefer putting the first points on the board as he averages 9.3 for a game coming into this one. Second free throw up. That one also falls. 2-0 Lincoln, 24 seconds into the game. Here comes the O'Gormans, the point guard, Brody Schaefer.
O'Gorman likes to set up their offense, and Lincoln a little bit more up and down. So for them to get a stop there, Lincoln to get an early stop against O'Gorman, who's trying to set up that offense, is really, really impressive.
And we just saw that with a little bit of harassment from Noon Dute there on possession there from Brody Schaefer. That ended up going off Lincoln, so it's O'Gorman ball.
Yeah, we talked about in the top, you're not going to see a ton of turnovers from these point guards, but already there's some shakeups.
And this will be Austin Terveen kicking it out. That's going to be Mason Clark for 3. That is short. Pulling down the rebound is DeGroat. As he'll bring the ball up for the Lincoln offense. That goes to Erickson. Schaefer, DeGroat, Krempjes. Krempjes kicks it back out. Erickson, long 3. That one's off the rim and out. And a nice little play there. Austin Terveen just tried to bounce it off the Lincoln player.
I mean, Erickson's just as comfortable shooting a couple feet outside that three-point line as he is right up on it. So not a bad shot for Erickson. I've seen him get absolutely torrid hot. So if that's a shot that starts going down, watch out for the Knights.
Absolutely. That one's going to be Lincoln ball, so it's going to be Schaefer inside to DeGroat. DeGroat gets it to Kremches underneath the hoop, goes up and in. 4-0 Lincoln leads with 6:11 to go in the first. Austin Terveen. Back out to Clark. Tries to drive in, has to kick it out. That goes to Caleb Terveen, now to Noon Dute. Dute pulls up at the free throw line. That one can't go. Kremches pulls down the rebound.
A lid on the
ball again.
Sorry, a lid on the bucket early for these Knights who depend on good shots. They're getting good shots, haven't gone down yet.
No, you're right. They are getting plenty of good shots. It's just they haven't fallen yet. We have a foul called against Caleb Terveen. That is his second, also the team's second. Inbound from under the hoop. Schaefer to take the ball for the inbound pass. Kremches wide open under the hoop and makes it 6-0. Here comes Mason Clark pushing the ball down court for O'Gorman. Goes to Dute. Now goes to Austin Terveen, and he'll pull up and pop one from half from
There are always
land.
3 or 4 rebounders on the defensive side. O'Gorman doesn't even sniff an offensive rebound so far.
Yeah, so as soon as that ball goes out, you got like I said, 2 or 3 guys already under the hoop. Kremches among them getting that rebound. 5:19 to go second quarter. We have a foul. And Noon Dute will take his first foul, the team's third. This will be Sam Erickson at the free throw line, 12.4 points per game, and so far we don't know about his free throw shooting, but he will go and put that one down. As John Lent will come into the game for Jackson Bjorkman for O'Gorman. Second shot, that one also falls. 8-0, Lincoln on an 8-0 run to start the game. Mason Clark. Austin Terveen takes the pick, shoots from the baseline. That one falls, and O'Gorman is finally on the board.
Yeah, finally get a good shot, get it to go down, but now a defensive stand is what is on the mind of head coach Derek Arobi, who has been giving up some Olay points early on.
As that one is given away there by Kremches. Mason Clark loses the ball. That one comes back to Edison. Noel puts it in. 10-2 as Lincoln continues to harass the O'Gorman Knights in the backcourt. Austin Terveen pulls up from 3 from the top of the key. That one's a little bit strong. Pulled down by DeGroat. And here comes Schaefer the other way in transition. Drives to the hoop. He gets blocked as John Lent just took that one right out of his hands. And Lincoln going to make 3 subs right away in the game here. There's going to be Isaiah Tier, Justin Bilal, and it will be DeAndre Painter going into the game.
John Lent did a great job there disrupting Lincoln. They haven't been disrupted too much. You saw the one time Duke got a hand on the ball at midcourt, and then Lent right there. They need more of those disruptions to keep Lincoln out of their flow.
As DeGroat tries to get it to DeAndre Painter, and a little bit wide, and Painter couldn't handle it. That'll be O'Gorman ball. Turnover that they didn't quite need there.
Well, I don't know if we have a 6th man award in AA, but if we did, DeAndre Painter would be up for it. He has been electric off the bench so far this year.
For sure, as I saw a little bit earlier this season, that he is absolutely a great player off the bench. Duke up with the shot. That one goes, and it'll be 10-4. A little over halfway through the first quarter, 3:55 remaining. Lincoln with a 10-4 lead. Noel. That one goes to Tier. Tier back down to DeGroat. DeGroat around the corner. He gets it back to Tier. 18 to shoot. And that one comes back over. This is going to be Bilal with a 3-point shot. That doesn't go. Noon Dute with the rebound. And O'Gorman ball the other way. Up and over. Tried to get it to John Lent. And a little bit of a fight for the ball underneath. As the substitutions continue heavily on both sides.
Bilal doing a nice job hustling. Both teams using their bench early on.
And I think that's something that's Derek Roby has always done.
Yeah.
As long as I've been watching him. Sometimes he would shuttle on 5 players at a time with certain teams. But this is going to be Austin Turbine. That's going to be Lent. He can't quite get that one to fall. DeAndre Painter with the rebound. He'll push the ball up court. Painter right down the middle of the lane. Goes up with the shot. Good! 12-4 Lincoln with the lead. Austin Turbine tried to get it out to Camden Sissy, and it went a little bit wide, a little bit of disruption there from the Lincoln defense.
I mean, I'm not going to go full Dick Vitale here, but they need a timeout, baby. This is starting to unravel. 12-4 is the score right now. O'Gorman definitely in this game, but this is one of those points in the game where you kind of feel it slipping away. They need a big defensive stand.
Yep, they need to turn this thing around as quickly as they can. That's going to be a three-pointer from Erickson. That one's a little bit wide, pulled down by Bilal. Bilal goes back up with it. He can't quite get it. John Lent again on the defense with that one. O'Gorman's now going to push the ball up court. Tried to get it inside to Turbine. Turbine got it under the hoop, had to rotate it back out. And we have a little bit of a foul underneath the hoop there away from the ball. Isaiah Tier will pick up the first foul for the Lincoln Patriots tonight. That's his first and the team's first. 2:35 remaining first quarter. And 12-4 in favor of the Lincoln Patriots. Underneath the hoop and tripping down is Jackson Bjorkman. As that one I believe will go against Isaiah Tier. Yep, Isaiah Tier will pick up a second after hauling Bjorkman to the floor. This is going to be Tayton Mooney. Out to Caleb Turbine. Bjorkman. Fake the pass inside, get it back out to Mooney. Mooney around to Caleb Turbine, excuse me. That one's that can't go. Caleb again back up with the shot. No. Finally is fouled on the third try. Went to the floor hard. But they'll get some shots. And Isaiah Tier picking up his third foul already.
And you said he got fouled hard. He fell on his right elbow. And, of course, he's right-handed. He's shooting some free throws. We'll see if Caleb can shake it off.
Caleb shooting 71.4 from the line. The first one goes around and in. And Lincoln's going to send DeGroat back into the game, as well as Krempjes. And it looks like it will also be Edison Knoll going back in.
Starting 5, if I remember correctly.
Yep, you are correct. Second shot up. That one also falls. Makes it 12-6 with 2:12 to play in the first. Brody Schaefer bringing the ball back up. Gets it over to Erickson. DeGroat. Now to the right side. Gets it back to Schaefer. Schaefer spins around. Finds his way down the lane. Can't quite get that shot to fall. Volleys it high and over the backboard and almost into the cheerleaders over there. But it will be O'Gorman ball. And now it'll be Camden Sissy bringing the ball up for the O'Gorman Knights. Drives the lane on his own, goes up with a shot, little layup there, and that one will go. So O'Gorman works their way back into the game. It's now 12-8.
Yeah, that's important, especially as we close in on the end of the first quarter, to get some momentum back, and they have.
So
quick 4 points.
Erickson now with the ball. Tries to get around his defender, is being defended by Mooney. That one rotates back around. No thought about it. Got the ball back over to Erickson. Erickson drives into the lane, gets it swatted by John Lent. Mooney gets it down. This is going to be Caleb Turbine with the long shot. Krempjes coming up with that one. Lays it out for Erickson. Erickson goes up. That one's off the backboard and doesn't go. John Lent now the other way with a minute to go. Finally pulls up and gets it back to Caleb Turbine to slow things back down. That goes back now to Mooney. Over to the left side, this is going to be Sissy. Sissy now finds a hole, tries to drive into it, finds 2 white shirts, kicks it back out. This is going to be Bjorkman for 3. That one doesn't go. And Lincoln trying to retrieve that ball. Good hustle play there by Erickson, but he stepped out of bounds doing so. So this will be O'Gorman ball, and they're going to send 3 more subs on the floor.
Yeah, for these last 37 seconds of the first quarter, they want some fresh people out there. They have been running hard, working hard, getting back into this game. They really would love to close this thing to a one-possession game before the end of the quarter.
2 seconds difference between shot and game clock as we're down to the final 35 or so seconds in the first quarter. And that was going to be Noon Duke putting it home, and he will go to the line with that foul with 28 seconds to go in the first.
Well, it's a one-possession game, and they could do one better with 28 seconds left. O'Gorman making quite a charge here, 6-0 run.
Yeah, I mean, basketball's often said it's a game of runs. It's not just, make a basket over there, they make a basket over here. You get a lot of runs and ebbs and flows in the game. That foul was against Luke Kremtjes. That's his first, and the team's fourth. Noon Duke at the line doesn't do that, and emphatically, Kremtjes pulls that one down. Final possession probably of the first quarter, about 20 seconds to go. Schaefer slowly brings it across half court. Looks like we got a bit of a four corners offense almost. As Schaefer finds the hole, goes up with the shot, gets it, and the foul.
How about that? Everybody thought maybe they were going to milk the clock down to 7 seconds, and on a dime, Schaefer takes it, drives it, and creates the hoop and the harm.
For sure, and Schaefer, that's going to be 4 points for him tonight so far. The Bjorkman will pick up that foul. That's his first. The shot does not fall, and in the scramble, Kremtjes came away with it, but we had a whistle before that jump ball. This is going to go to O'Gorman. And that's also going to affect possession going into the second quarter, so Lincoln will have that likely.
8 seconds left. We'll see what they do with this.
O'Gorman's 8-second ride begins now. Mason Clark pushes the ball up court, goes to Austin Terveen. Terveen with the shot that goes off the back of the rim and out. Knowles just going to wing it down. That's not going to be close. We're at the end of one here at the Lincoln Gym. 14-10. Your Lincoln Patriots leading. We'll be back for the second quarter right after this on Live Ticket TV.
When the world feels big, a small note can mean everything. Find mental health support at sdbehavioralhealth.gov.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
And back to the Lincoln High Gym for the second quarter of tonight's game between the Lincoln Patriots and the O'Gorman Knights. Bruce Andera, Jason Andera here with you for the first of what we hope are many, many, many Lincoln games in the future.
Yeah, really happy to be doing some more games in Sioux Falls for Live Ticket. And again, just the first one, but we've got a lot more planned.
Yeah, Lincoln bringing up the ball as we open the second quarter. 14-10 they lead. So far leading scorers for the Lincoln Patriots, Brody Schaefer, Luke Kremtjes, both with 4. DeGroat has the ball here. Kicks it over to Schaefer. Now down to Erickson. Erickson from the corner hits the 3. Makes it 17-10. That loses the ball there. That was Caleb Terveen lost the ball in the pass, and Erickson just picked it right up. Goes to DeGroat. Now to Erickson. Painter from the corner again. Pair of 3-pointers, one from each corner.
OG was on a little roll there at the end of the first quarter. Things changing around after the first 2 shots by Lincoln.
Caleb Terveen is offline. That's DeGroat pulling down the rebound. 20-10, Lincoln with the lead after 2 quick 3-pointers, and now slowing it down just a touch. There is going to be DeGroat. He gets it back up to Bilal. Bilal drives the lane, almost goes around Bjorkman, but Bjorkman batted it away.
Yeah, Bjorkman did a great job there because he got beat. Bilal got him on the first step, and sometimes that's when you pick up the foul. He did a good job of staying out of a foul trouble on that one and getting all ball.
Absolutely, and that's a heck of a hustle play. There's DeGroat underneath the hoop, easy layup.
I think they've scored 6 points off of inbounds passes. Lincoln doing a fantastic job getting those easy ones.
And now O'Gorman back the other way. Here's Austin Terveen, gets it to Duke. Duke being harassed by Bilal. That's going to be coming back to Clark. Clark now trying to find room against Painter. He can't do that. Kicks it back out to Austin Terveen. Terveen pops one up from around the three-point line. That one doesn't go. It is pulled down and gotten to Edison Knoll. Knoll now going to try to drive coast to coast. He can't quite put it in, but there's a whistle as he hits the deck after the shot. And this one is going to go against Austin Terveen. That'll be his second foul. The O'Gorman's first of the second quarter. 22-10. Lincoln leads with 6:18 to go in the second. Austin Knoll, 6.1 points per game, but as we said in the open, not so much what he does on the stat sheet that makes him an asset to this team.
Yeah, he played all year last year, played almost the exact same role, and he doesn't care if he scores. He just wants to win. He is a true winner, and one of the few seniors on this team who really adds a lot of intensity.
Almost right on cue with what you said in the first quarter. O'Gorman calls timeout right after those 2 free throw shots. What do you suppose Derek Roby might dial up for O'Gorman?
Well, O'Gorman, you see where they're getting success so far, and it's really on the defensive side. If they can get Lincoln out of their game, then all of a sudden they can set their offense up. They can get into what they want. They can get Newton Dude some buckets. They haven't had many paint looks so far, and they're not really hitting from the outside. So for them to, be close at the quarter was great, but now they got to get back. Defense has to be first to turn this ball over and get the ball back because Lincoln's on a roll right now.
Yeah, absolutely, and just when they start this quickly, not only are you in the visiting gym, but you also have the visiting students right there at the court, basically cheering right against you. So that has to affect the team as well. Here's O'Gorman now with the ball, down 23-10, with a little over 6 to go in the second quarter. That one comes back around. Sissy looking somewhere to go with the ball. That goes into Mooney. Mooney almost gets it poked away by DeGroat. He gets the ball over to Jackson Weldryer. That's going to be now Logan Mabius. Bilal up with the shot. That does not go. And O'Gorman with the rebound. Mooney pops one from 3. That does not go. That's going to be John Lent with the rebound. He'll go back up with it and score and make it an 11-point deficit.
Oh, that was huge. This place could have erupted if Bilal converts on that fast break. O'Gorman with a nice job of not only not letting him score, but coming back and getting a quick hoop.
Erickson with the ball on the outside. 5.5 to play in the second. Lincoln holding a 23-12 lead. Here is Painter, gets the ball off to Knoll. Knoll inside to DeGroat. DeGroat can't quite find room. Tries to get the layup, and the whistle goes before that happens. He shuffled his feet. That's travel.
DeGroat has not been able to get going. Give credit to O'Gorman. The game plan was to make sure he doesn't get going.
Yeah, and DeGroat so far 15.9 points per game, leads the team. Hasn't really done that so far tonight. As he comes off the floor for a moment. Sissy brings the ball up, gets it to Mooney, now rotates it around. Mabius, that's going to be Mooney, goes back over to Sissy. Sissy for 3 from the sideline. No, Krepke's almost shoves his defender out of the way to get that ball. Goes to Knoll. Knoll brings it across the half-court line. Painter for 3 from the top of the key. That one's off the back of the rim and out. O'Gorman with the rebound. Sissy going to push the ball forward for the Knights. Gets the ball over. Weldryer, I believe that's what that is. He's not going to hit that one either. Schaefer now bringing the ball back up. Painter. Bilal. Oh, almost mishandled that. Picks up his dribble, gets it back to Schaefer. 17 to shoot as Krempjes has the ball, drops it out to Knoll. Knoll tries to work around the pick, gets the ball into the lane. She goes up with a shot. No. Bilal tries it again. No. And that's going to be rebounded by Jackson Weldryer over Gorman. We have a whistle as he came down with the ball. 4:06 to go, second quarter. And Edison Knoll picks up that foul. Another, again, both coaches using a good bit of their bench early on. 23-12, your Lincoln Patriots leading the O'Gorman Knights by 11, as O'Gorman now is going to push the ball up of court as Mason Clark is back on the floor. Gets the ball to Sissy, back to Clark. Rotates it around. Sissy now on the outside, goes to Clark. Clark tries to find a way in, can't do that. Gets it to Mooney. Now on to Austin Terveen. Terveen with the shot, no, and that's DeGroat with the rebound.
If you watch Lincoln playing defense, they're giving them room on the outside. They're daring them to take some shots, even though they're kind of in a loose man, but they are in great rebounding position, not letting them get a second look.
Long pass into DeGroat, and Krebsky's wide open underneath the hoop. Doing a great job of just springing that extra man open.
Yeah, Kremke is the future D1 football player, bringing the physicality, bringing some skill on that one.
And Sissy can't get the members bounce. That one rattled around and out. Erickson with the rebound, and Erickson brings the ball up. He gets it poked away as Mason Clark, as we stated in the open. We went over his offensive numbers, but he just proved himself defensively there as well.
Yeah, defensively, IQ on the court, taking care of the ball. That's what he's on this team for. He's getting better as a shooter, but just a junior. I think he'll keep improving in that department. But right now, they just need him to be a solid defense and distributor.
As it will be O'Gorman ball here underneath the hoop. That is going to be Caleb Terveen. As they'll put it in, 2:59 to go as we have timeout on the floor. 30-second timeout called by the Lincoln Patriots. 25-14, 11-point lead. So far, Lincoln's done everything they wanted to do and then some. So, I mean, let's go into Hanneman's huddle here.
Yeah, I think right now he can't be too critical, but like I said, the defense has been good as far as keeping them outside. Now, if O'Gorman starts hitting those outside shots, I want to see how they react to that. But this Lincoln team this year, again, a lot of new starters, not a lot of seniors on this team. What did you expect? But I kept hearing from coaches around the state, this Lincoln team is for real. And now I believe it after the start that they've had. And they've been the only team in AA to stay undefeated thus far.
Yeah, last year under Jeff Hulseth's last season of many, just under 500 missed the state tournament.
Yeah, both these teams missed the state tournament. How often do you see O'Gorman and Lincoln staying home from a state tournament?
Not often, I can tell you that. These two teams are very, very good at basketball annually. So, and that goes back to when we were in high school. So,
Kremke's lining up the three. That probably wasn't what was in Hanneman's huddle.
No, probably not. But probably not at all. But that ball's going to end up with O'Gorman. 2:36 to go in the second. Mason Clark bringing the ball up for the Knights. Gets it back out to Noon Dude working against DeGroat. Gets it into the lane, gets it batted away by Schaefer, but it's going to be Mason Clark picking that ball up and hitting the three from the corner. And that's pretty much what O'Gorman needed here. Was something to just kind of quiet this crowd a little bit.
Oh, we talked about that. If they start hitting from the outside, things are going to change a little bit.
Lincoln working fast on the outside. This is going to be Isaiah Tier bringing it back to Schaefer. Schaefer hits the three. Makes it 7 points on the night for Brody Schaefer.
Great first half for Brody. He's been finding the open man and hitting the big shots so far.
As we have Caleb Terveen brings it out, Noon Duke from three-point land. That is going to go bounce all around and out. And the rebound comes to O'Gorman, as it will be Mason Clark.
I think that's one of the first offensive boards we've seen from the Knights tonight.
Yeah, it hasn't happened often, and this one just happened to bounce to the outside. As that will be once again, I believe that's John Lent putting that one in for his fourth point of the game.
Under a minute and a half now. This is, again, a good point where you really want to grab momentum going into halftime.
Absolutely, and that's the first part of it right there. Brody Schaefer on the drive down the right side.
He's good, isn't he, Bruce?
Absolutely.
He is such a good player. Just a sophomore. We've seen him at the sub-varsity levels do well, but he's jumped right into the varsity level like a seasoned pro.
I mean, we saw a little bit of that even in football season. He's the quarterback of the football team, and we saw it here. We saw it here.
A lot of that.
Taking the ball and going. Pulled down by DeGroat. Last minute of the first half. Here comes Schaefer, 30-19, Lincoln leading. Schaefer takes the pick from Kremke and just drives the right side again. There's going to be a foul. And Mason Clark will pick that one up. Not a whole lot of fouls here in the second quarter. That will send Schaefer to the line for 2. 41.8 seconds to go. First shot up, that one bounces out. Brody Schaefer scoring 9.3 points per game so far this season. As Krempjes will take a seat. Put Painter back on the floor. Schaefer's second shot bounces around and in. 31-19.
Yeah, first one to double digits tonight is Brody Schaefer. He's had a big second quarter.
Yeah, he had 4 points in the first quarter. He has 6 in the second. So, and as well as everything else he's done. Austin Terveen kicks it out to Mason Clark. Clark splits the defense. He can't quite hit it. DeGroat pulls down the rebound, and we have a foul. 25.3 seconds to go in the second quarter. And the foul against John Lent, that's his first, the team's third of the second quarter.
Oh, I thought they picked up Mason Clark for that one, but you're right, Lent in on the swat.
Schaefer bringing it up. Shot clocks are off. 20 seconds to go. Schaefer hanging out back by the half-court line. Now picks his moment and drives. Tries to split the defense. He's going to get fouled on the way in.
That's a few times we've seen Schaefer just put his head down, get to the rim, and he does it on a dime. So hard to guard him without fouling him.
For sure. I mean, even if you take Gino Oriema in his advice, move your feet, because that's where most fouls happen, is when people aren't moving their feet. It's hard to move your feet when you don't know when he's going to go.
Yeah, he's just so dang quick. And again, in double digits, what is that? 11 points now for Brody Schaefer.
Yep.
8 seconds left here in the first half.
Schaefer about to take his second shot of the 2-shot foul. That one goes up. That bounces out. DeGroat tries to tip it backward. He gets it back to Bilal. Bilal to Knoll. Knoll for the 3 with 3 seconds to go. Hits it! And that's the way the first half ends. Lincoln with a dominating first half, 35-19. We'll be back in just a moment with some halftime news and notes here on Live Ticket TV.
Fentanyl is a powerful synthetic opioid, up to 100 times stronger than morphine. Even a tiny amount can be deadly. It's often mixed with other drugs without your knowledge, increasing your risk of overdose. Protect yourself and your loved ones and avoid unknown substances. Stay informed, stay safe, and remember, one pill can kill. For more information on fentanyl prevention, visit your local health resource or speak to a healthcare professional today. This message was brought to you by the Great Plains Tribal Opioid Response, so that the people may live.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
When life gets hard and our thoughts get too much to bear, finding the resiliency within us can help us find healing. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline provides 24/7 free support for anyone in suicidal distress or emotional crisis. All texts and calls are anonymous and connect you to local resources that uphold cultural values and pave the way to healing. Find the strength within you. Find the strength within our culture. Reach out if you need help today.
Out here, you learn that to keep growing, you have to keep changing. CHS and the farmers and ranchers we serve know all about change, because together we've changed agriculture. That's why we're the largest farmer-owned cooperative in the country. So farmers own the system they count on, with advantages at every step. From innovative tools that help crops grow, to grain processing expertise, to energy solutions, we create connections to empower agriculture. Learn more at chsinc.com.
Do you have a pest problem? Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs, there's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
When the world feels big, a small note can mean everything. Find mental health support at sdbehavioralhealth.gov.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
Fentanyl is a powerful synthetic opioid, up to 100 times stronger than morphine. Even a tiny amount can be deadly. It's often mixed with other drugs without your knowledge, increasing your risk of overdose. Protect yourself and your loved ones and avoid unknown substances. Stay informed, stay safe, and remember, one pill can kill. For more information on fentanyl prevention, visit your local health resource or speak to a healthcare professional today. This message was brought to you by the Great Plains Tribal Opioid Response, so that the people may live.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
When life gets hard and our thoughts get too much to bear, finding the resiliency within us can help us find healing. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline provides 24/7 free support for anyone in suicidal distress or emotional crisis. All texts and calls are anonymous and connect you to local resources that uphold cultural values and pave the way to healing. Find the strength within you. Find the strength within our culture. Reach out if you need help today.
Out here, you learn that to keep growing, you have to keep changing. CHS and the farmers and ranchers we serve know all about change, because together we've changed agriculture. That's why we're the largest farmer-owned cooperative in the country. So farmers own the system they count on, with advantages at every step. From innovative tools that help crops grow, to grain processing expertise, to energy solutions, we create connections to empower agriculture. Learn more at chsinc.com.
Do you have a pest problem? Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs, there's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
When the world feels big, a small note can mean everything. Find mental health support at sdbehavioralhealth.gov.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
Fentanyl is a powerful synthetic opioid, up to 100 times stronger than morphine. Even a tiny amount can be deadly. It's often mixed with other drugs without your knowledge, increasing your risk of overdose. Protect yourself and your loved ones and avoid unknown substances. Stay informed, stay safe, and remember, one pill can kill. For more information on fentanyl prevention, visit your local health resource or speak to a healthcare professional today. This message was brought to you by the Great Plains Tribal Opioid Response, so that the people may live.
And we welcome you back to the Lincoln Gym at halftime here. Lincoln, your Lincoln Patriots leading the O'Gorman Knights 35-19. Our new home live ticket TV for all Lincoln High home games, as well as a few others. We're excited to be here with you. Bruce Andera, Jason Andera. This game has gone pretty well for the Lincoln Patriots based on the rebounds and the play of none other than Brody Schaefer.
Yeah, Brody Schaefer took it to the rim, and it got loosened up by him taking it to the rim by a couple big three-pointers they had. DeAndre Painter came out of the second quarter with a big three. Sam Erickson had a big three. But the one player, their leading scorer, Sam DeGroat, has been fairly quiet with just 2 points. One of the few teams in the state that can have your leading scorer pretty much not put points into the point column and still find a way to be dominating a top 5 team.
Absolutely. DeGroat, like I said, he's been relatively silent, only 2 points tonight. Schaefer has 11. He's the one leading the way so far in this game, as we will open the second half with the ball in the hands of the O'Gorman Knights. And it looks like it'll be starting fives for both sides coming out of this one. Hanneman says his starting five back out there. It looks like Roby is doing the same, except for they do have Jackson Bjorkman out there. So Newt will make the inbound pass, and away we go here in the second half. From the Lincoln High Gym, it's 35-19, Lincoln with the lead. Bjorkman gets that one tipped up by Schroeder, by Schaefer, excuse me. As that one ends up being DeGroat pulls that one out of the air. Now Schaefer with the ball coming back the other direction. Inside to DeGroat. DeGroat up with the shot. He can't quite put it in, but he will go to the line for two.
A good job trying to get some spacing in there. Obviously, the O'Gorman defense has been focused on not even allowing DeGroat to get the ball. So a good job by Lincoln starting off the second half with an entry pass to DeGroat.
And DeGroat puts his third point into the hoop. That follows by Noon Dute. That's his second, the team's first of the third quarter. 7:38 remaining, third quarter. DeGroat, second shot. He will hit that one as well, make it 4 points for him on the evening. And here comes Mason Clark the other direction. Pulls up his dribble, gets the ball off to Caleb Terveen. Now to Austin Terveen. Terveen gets to the baseline, tries to work his way in, goes up and under. They can't quite get there, and this is going to be Bjorkman pulling that one back as it hits the shot for O'Gorman, makes it 37-21. Schaefer, Knoll, working against one of the Terveens there. That's Austin. That's going to come back over to DeGroat here on the right side. Back to Schaefer. Schaefer pulls it up, goes to Erickson. Erickson from the corner declines the three-pointer. Kicks it back out to Schaefer. 10 to shoot. Schaefer shuffled around a little bit, went up with a shot. He is going to go to the line for 2 as he's fouled on the way into the hoop with 6:49 to go in the third.
He's just going to keep doing that until they stop him, which it could be a while before they stop him.
Yeah, as we noted in the first half, I mean, it's hard to move your feet when you don't know when he's going to go.
Yeah, they're going to need some. Well, they're going to need some help defense on something like that, because not only is he getting and scoring, he's also getting to the free throw line at a huge pace.
Yeah, Schaefer hits that first free throw shot. He's got 12 on the night. As that foul was against Caleb Terveen, that's his third, as we just saw him leave the floor. Schaefer will not quite make it 13, as that will be Bjorkman pulling down the rebound for the Knights. Gets it to Mason Clark. Clark, that's going to go to Austin Terveen. Bjorkman loses the ball as he tried to go up with a shot. And Edison Knoll is going to pick up, Kremke's going to pick up that foul, excuse me. That's his second, team's first, and that will be Bjorkman to the line for 2. He is shooting 82.4. Make sure I'm reading that right. Yeah, 82.4% from the free throw line. So very efficient there as he proves right there with that shot as he makes that one. 9.9 points per game. He's got 3 tonight. Second shot up, that one also falls. 38-23, Lincoln's advantage is 15. Here's Schaefer. Gets it to DeGroat. DeGroat back to Erickson. Erickson temporarily loses the ball, has to go to the ground to retrieve it. Gets that ball back to DeGroat. Kremtjes working against Bjorkman. Bjorkman punched it away, but he also fouled Kremtjes in the process.
The foul is on Bjorkman.
And Jackson Bjorkman will take his second foul. It's the team's third. Just under 2 minutes into the second half, and they've already got 3 fouls against them. Inbound pass comes to Erickson. Erickson pops it from 3. That's going to be a little bit short, and that is going to be Mason Clark with the rebound. Clark tries to push it, gets it back to Bjorkman. Bjorkman fadeaway shot. That's not going to go. And rebounded by DeGroat, as he'll slowly bring the ball across the half-court line. Just under 6 to play in the third. Gets it over to Knoll. Knoll goes back to the top of the key, goes to the free throw line, takes the shot, hits it. Nice little jumper there from Edison Knoll. He's now up to 8 points on the evening. Knoll with a 6.1 average. He's outdone that so far tonight. 5.5 to play in the third. Lincoln with a 40-23 lead. This is going to be Austin Terveen from three-point land. No, Bjorkman with the rebound. Tries to get it into Camden Sissy. And Lincoln again disrupts that and takes the ball away. Erickson for 3. That's not going to go. Kremtjes is going to pick that one up. Gets it back to Knoll. Knoll back to Kremtjes. Kremtjes is just going to pop it from the corner. He hits! I think the bench was more excited than some of the fans were.
Yeah, that's not his shot, but when he's open like that, anybody on the team can knock one down for Lincoln. I'm just scared for these other teams in AA. How do you stop Lincoln? Brody Schaefer taking it to the rim, Erickson hitting from deep, and then you got Kremtjes getting offensive rebounds and hitting from deep. It's just a formula for success to have so many different players with so many different skill sets.
For sure, and that's what state championships are made of, I think. So who knows what the future holds for this team going that far into the future, as we see a few substitutions come off. But they've worked it to a 20-point lead against one of the better teams in the state. So,
yeah, this is a very impressive performance by the Patriots tonight.
Here is Austin Terveen. Rotates it back around. This is going to be Bjorkman getting the ball into John Lent. Lent can't quite make that one fall. That is going to be Isaiah Tier on the rebound. Isaiah Tier's going to pop it from 3. That doesn't go. Rebound there from Austin Terveen. Pushes the ball at court to Mason Clark. Back to Terveen. Now trying to direct traffic. Gets the ball into to one of the big men, Mason Clark. The point guard had a clear alley into the hoop. 43-25 with about 4:15 to play in the third. Schaefer gets it over to Bilal. Bilal gets it to Tier. Tier to Painter. Painter for three. That one, yes! Painter makes it 11 points on the evening. 11 points off the bench, always a good thing when you can get that in these high school games.
Such a smooth stroke. These Lincoln Patriots have come out this second half and lit up the nets.
And Painter just about took that one away as well. DeGroat with the rebound after a slightly blocked shot. Here comes Lincoln again. Schaefer, Painter. Painter for three again. No. That one's going to be rebounded by John Lent. He gets the ball over to Tayton Mooney. Mooney loses control of the pass. That's Isaiah Tier now coming back the other way. Doesn't have an alley, gets it into Painter. Painter back out to DeGroat. And this is going to be Bilal for three. No. John Lent on that rebound. Gets it over to Sissy, and O'Gorman ball with 3:10 to play in the third. Mooney tries to drive into the lane. Picks up his dribble, kicks it back out to Austin Terveen. Terveen, now there's going to be a foul before the drive happens. 3:01 to go in the third. It's 46-25, Lincoln with the lead. And that one looks like Brody Schaefer will pick up his first foul of the game, his team's third, as he'll take a seat as well as DeGroat. Mooney to make the inbound pass to Lent. Gets it back out to Bjorkman. Now Clark. Clark with the deep three. That one goes. 46-28.
Big shot by Clark. See if they can get something going to get him back in the game. I think the outside shot's the only way they're going to be able to do that, and that's not necessarily O'Gorman's strength.
Meanwhile, here's Bilal kicking it back out. That's going to be Painter. Painter trying to drive into the lane, and we have a foul away. We have a foul away from the ball. Not a shooting foul. This one is going to go against number 23, Logan Mebus. Will take his first foul. It's the team's fourth. 2:36 remaining in the third. And the inbound pass coming from underneath the hoop. Painter for three. Goes up a little strong. That's going to be Kremches getting the rebound. Rotates it around. Bilal drives into the lane against two players. No. Kremches left a little bit early. Otherwise, he might have had that rebound. O'Gorman with the ball. Mooney. Over into the corner. That's going to be Caleb Terveen. Terveen takes the jumper from about 15 out. That doesn't fall. Bilal with the rebound underneath the hoop. Bilal gets it back out to Tier. Tier back to Knoll. Knoll being guarded closely by Tayton Mooney. Nice little behind the back dribble before his three-point attempt. That doesn't go. And there's going to be Jackson Bjorkman with the rebound. Under 2 to play here in the third. 46-28, Lincoln with the lead. That one's going to be John Lent. He gets that one to fall. He's been one of their leading scorers here tonight. It's 8 points so far for
he's one of the few guys who have really had a strong game for O'Gorman. Maybe they do need to find him slicing, find a way to get him the ball in the fourth quarter.
Both coaches up and directing traffic from their respective sidelines. That comes out to Kremches. Kremches now sends the Painter into the lane. That comes back out to Isaiah Tier. Tier has to pick up his dribble, gets it knocked around, and it's now 2-on-1 for O'Gorman. That one's going to be Tayton Mooney. Oh, Bilal went up for the block, couldn't quite get it, slapped the backboard instead, but that's going to be 2 points for O'Gorman.
Yeah, it's close to a goaltend.
That was very close to a goaltend, so either way, it's 2 points for O'Gorman. Bilal for three. That one goes from the corner. Just under a minute to go in the third, 49-32. Lincoln with the lead, 17-point advantage. Here's Tayton Mooney bringing the ball up for O'Gorman. Gets it over to Caleb Terveen. Drops it into John Lent. Back out. Shot from three, no. That one's going to bounce around into the baseline, and Bjorkman tried to pick it up but couldn't quite do so. They will keep the ball, however, with 31.8 seconds to go in the third. Many substitutions coming on our next broadcast here on Live Ticket TV 1 week from tonight here for Lincoln High School. Doubleheader again, girls and boys games against Mitchell.
Yeah, the Mitchell girls have been playing well, but Mitchell boys are the defending champs from last season, came in as the number one team in the season, have dropped 2 games over the last couple weeks, so we'll see what they have. Maybe one of the toughest competitors for this Lincoln team.
Mooney on that missed shot. Lincoln with the rebound as the final 14 seconds start ticking away in the third quarter. Schaefer Gets it over to Erickson. Erickson for three from the corner. Oh, yeah. Schaefer, he's hit a few of those from the corner. 8 points on the night. And Mooney, that's going to be a block right before the end of the quarter. As Schaefer's going to pick up his second foul here right before the end of the quarter.
Foul was on Schaefer, but did he just wave it off?
Yeah, I think they did call it against Schaefer, but I think they said it happened before the shot. So they're trying to discuss it here. So yeah, that is the end of the quarter. We'll be back in a moment with the fourth quarter here on Live Ticket TV.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
When life gets hard and our thoughts get too much to bear, finding the resiliency within us can help us find healing. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline provides 24/7 free support for anyone in suicidal distress or emotional crisis. All texts and calls are anonymous and connect you to local resources that uphold cultural values and pave the way to healing. Find the strength within you. Find the strength within our culture. Reach out if you need help today.
Lincoln Gym as we've just opened the fourth quarter. Lincoln couldn't quite hit that shot, but he just got the ball back. DeGroat up and hoop and harm. 7:31 to go, fourth quarter, as DeGroat just puts his fifth and 6 points into the hoop. He'll have a chance at the seventh.
Heady play that time. They saw that O'Gorman had mishandled, and DeGroat goes to work. He's so good at finishing near the rim.
Once again, Bruce Andera, Jason Andera with you here from the Lincoln Gym. Live Ticket TV and Lincoln High School basketball the rest of the way this season, as we have Lincoln on with a 22-point lead early in the fourth quarter. Here's Noon Newt getting it around, tried to get it into John Lent. A little bit too strong a pass as Kremches picks that one up, gets it over to Edison Knoll, drops it out to Erickson. Erickson for three, no. That is going to be a little bit of a scramble for the ball that John Lent comes away with. And he drops it out to Logan Meebus. Meebus gets it over to Mooney. Mooney tries to find a hole. That one gets batted away by Kremches. 6:56 to go in the game. 54-32. Lincoln more or less dominant in this one so far.
Yeah, there really hasn't been a time. Right toward the end of the first quarter, we saw O'Gorman go on a 6-0 run, got within 2 points. And since then, it has been all Lincoln.
For sure. And here is going to be Duke with the three-point attempt. That doesn't go. Mooney gets the rebound. Now kicks it out. That's going to be Austin Terveen. He can't get the shot. Go. Schaefer picks it up. Well, this is the first of the two games that these two teams will play. The second one on February 11th, that will be at O'Gorman. That's going to be another doubleheader with the boys and girls games as well. We won't have that one, but we will have all the Lincoln High home games as well as a few others along the way the rest of this season. Knoll tries to drive lane, can't quite get there. That's going to be Austin Terveen picking it up and going the other way. Avoids the charge, and Knoll will pick up the scraps on that one. 6 minutes and 10 seconds to go in this one, as Brody Schaefer brings it across half court. DeGroat. Schaefer again. Takes the pick from DeGroat. Gets it to Kremches. Now to Erickson. John Lent tried to rip that one away, couldn't quite do it. DeGroat now at the ball. Schaefer, 10 to shoot.
Yeah, you can see Lincoln working the shot clock deep.
Edison Knoll.
That's the difference. They can work it deep, and as soon as they get a good shot inside 10 seconds, they will burn you.
Clark the other way, got a good shot, but couldn't quite put it in. Kremches right there to clean up the mess. Here's Schaefer, 5.5 to play. Getting harassed by Mooney, gets it over to DeGroat. Back out to Erickson. Now to Knoll. Now back out to Schaefer. Schaefer takes a little bit of a two-step there and ends up getting fouled on the way in yet again as he keeps driving one side of the lane or the other.
Yeah, that's the other thing too, is he can go either side of the lane and make you pay. He does not look like a sophomore when he's out there. He just is so in control. He knows what to do, when to do it, and he's just super talented.
And I think Lincoln, they're going to have 2 more years of this.
Well,
and
2 more years
getting better. You know?
2 more years of that, and then their top 2 scorers are both juniors as well. And then DeAndre Painter coming off the bench, another sophomore. Watch out. This team's going to keep getting better.
This team's going to be good for a while, and especially now with Luke Hanneman at the helm. So John Lent picked up that foul. It was his second. Schaefer gets the roll on that one, on that free throw. So Schaefer now 13 points and a 58-32 advantage for the Lincoln Patriots. This is going to be Austin Terveen. No, that's not going to be DeGroat pulling that one down, and that's another thing. Just the rebounding and just the outsizing, outmatching underneath the hoop.
Yeah, you got a guy like DeGroat. I mean, he's 6'6". He is athletic. He's long. And then Kremches is just an animal working the boards. And then you can bring guys like Bilal off the bench.
And then you bring guys like Painter to drive right through a defense.
Yeah, this is a machine right here. We're watching. We're also watching them play a very good game. Let's be honest.
Yes.
I mean, there's going to be some coach talk from Hanneman. Obviously, things they could do better. But I'll tell you what, almost every coach in AA right now is signing up for a performance like this from their team. Not turning it over, making smart shots, and doing a great job on the interior defense, pushing them out. All things that make you a successful team.
So Painter at the line here. The advantage is currently 27. Make that 28. It's 60-32. As Lincoln with a huge lead in this one with 4:44 to play. Clark over to that's going to be back out to Clark. Trying to work against Isaiah Tier. This is going to be now number 24, Jackson Weldryer, who's going to draw a foul here. Bilal picks up that foul, his first of the game. 4:31 remaining in the game. 60-32. Your Lincoln Patriots doing quite well tonight. That's going to come back over to Austin Terveen. Gets it over, kicks it back out to Camden Sissy. Sissy over to Clark. Clark now inside. This is going to be Lent. Lent gets it down to Sissy, and a monster block there by Isaiah Tier.
No, I think that was Sam Erickson.
Sam Erickson, you are right. I just saw the 11 on his shirt.
Yeah, Tier and Erickson have competing afros.
They do.
I'll tell you what, that was all Erickson.
And that one Tier almost got from behind. Erickson does pick up that rebound. 4:07 remaining. Painter now bringing the ball up for the Patriots. Gets that one to Bilal. Tier, Knoll, Erickson, Tier, Painter. Lots of ball movement here on this possession. That goes back to Painter. Painter has a hole, goes through it, up with the shot. Can't a little bit strong to the hoop. Knoll picks up the rebound. Erickson just pops one from 3 and hits it.
Well, he thought about it. He's like, I know coach wants to take up some clock, but I'm a shooter. Shoot.
That was a shoot at your good moment right there. That's going to be Austin Terveen from 3 himself. He does not hit that one. Tier comes down with the rebound. 3.5 to play. Isaiah Tier.
Do we have a 30-point game here, Bruce?
We do. It's 31 points now. 63-32.
Let's run that clock.
That is going to be a running clock. Painter, Tier, Erickson. Back to Tier. Kicks it in. Knoll for 3. That does not go. And getting the rebound is O'Gorman. Nice little play there by Jackson Weldryer underneath the hoop to save that one. Here's Mason Clark. Kicks it back out to Weldryer. Weldryer hit with the shot. That does not go. We have a whistle. As the clock continues to roll, as mentioned, we're under the mercy rule right here with the 30-point lead. As now both Hanneman and Roby are going to start sending some subs onto the floor. Painter will pick up that foul. And we're going to start seeing the benches clear. So a 30-second timeout for Lincoln. Their next, our next broadcast is the Mitchell game, but they got one game before that. They're going to be at Sioux Falls, Washington on the 28th. So again, that's the return matchup from the very first game of the season.
I think we do have that one too on live ticket from the Washington gym. And Washington, they did this last year too, where they just continued to play better as the season wore on. I think they're starting to evolve. They've got some holes though and some tough matchups against this Lincoln team, but I'll tell you what, they could be a competitor at the end of the year. Brandon Valley can be a competitor at the end of the year. There's some teams in AA that are getting better. So as well as Lincoln's been playing, this is definitely not an open shot case.
Absolutely, and then after the Washington Mitchell games at T, home against Watertown, home against Brookings. We've got both the Watertown and Brookings games right here on live ticket as well. As that ball ends up out of bounds, it will be O'Gorman ball. As far as O'Gorman, this is the first of a 3-game road trip. They have tomorrow night at Roosevelt, and then on the 1st of February, they are in Pierre before they hit 4 games at home against Stevens Central, the return match against Lincoln, and a return match against Washington. So a little bit of a meet in their schedule there. So now here we go, Lincoln with the ball. This is going to be Lucas Honor. And that's going to be shot by Bilal. Bilal hits. 3-pointer. Makes it 66-32.
They got some shooters on this team. They got some depth. They are putting it all on display tonight, Bruce. This is not what I expected. Let's put it that way.
I think this is what you call a statement game.
This is a statement game for Lincoln, and they're about halfway through their schedule now, and they are also getting stronger. So watch out.
Yeah, I mean, this is putting the entire state on notice if you ask me. But Welldryer goes up with that shot. That's going to be rebounded by Bilal. Bilal pushes the ball down the court with 1.5 minutes to go. Bilal, that's going to go over to Haley. Now that one goes down to Spencer Schramm. Back up to Owen Duffy. And this is going to be Lucas Honor. Now it's going to be back to Bilal.
I do have to say, though, Mitchell coming in next week. Mitchell is a problem matchup-wise, too. Oh, wow.
Bilal again.
Mitchell is going to be a problem matchup-wise. Colton Smith is really hard to guard because he's about 6'4". He can play inside, play outside. That's going to be a great matchup for DeGroat. Marcus Talley against Schaefer is going to be outstanding. 2 of the best point guards in the state. Does Mitchell have enough depth beyond that? Can they get their guys to show up and do all their roles to be able to compete with this Lincoln team? That's going to be the question. And they've got some good players. Hinker has done a nice job filling in for them. But, man, that's a tall ask to match up 5 players and then another good 3 or 4 players off the bench.
Yeah, I mean, classic out-of-state rivals. They've played each other going way back pretty much every season with that Mitchell team. But, obviously the fortunes of both teams have kind of gone up and down over the years. And right now Lincoln seems to have the advantage of pretty much everybody at this point. But
I'll tell you what, coming into the season, Mitchell was the unanimous #1 pick in AA. They've gone with a couple of losses here in the last couple of weeks. One against Harrisburg that really bit them. I think they've got to get some confidence back, and they're going to be bringing some swagger into this gym next Friday night.
Absolutely, and that should be a good game for us on next Friday night. Bilal with a big block there. 23 seconds to go, about a 6-second difference between game and shot clock. This one's going to go up, and that is going to be missed by Logan Meebus and pulled down by Jaden Haley. As Haley's probably just going to dribble this one out. As they'll get it across the half court. They'll dribble this one out. That's going to do it for this one. Lincoln with a large victory, 69-32 over the O'Gorman Knights. They will go to 9-0, and O'Gorman will go to 8-3.
An absolute statement game for Lincoln. And as we said, they've got some challenges coming up. But if they put it like this, I don't think anybody in the state is going to touch them.
Yeah, I don't think so either. We'll have to see what the rest of the season holds. We're going to be on Live Ticket TV for the rest of the season. We want to thank everybody who helped to get this broadcast up. Memphis, Ashland, even Hannah. We thank you all. I thank Jason for helping me out with this broadcast as well. I'm Bruce Andera. We want to wish you a good night.